I really like them, and this figure right here is the reason why it's making me hard. It's hard to get out of Legends.
It's making you hard.
It's making me
Wow,
hard.
dude. I didn't know
It's
you
making
liked
me
it
hard
that
to get
much.
out of there.
Small talk.
And I quit.
For, for Sean, I think that's 2 weeks in a row you've been the good old intro.
Makes it
All
too easy,
right,
dude. It's too
welcome everyone to this week's episode of Small Talk. I believe we are on episode 45. This is the show where we talk about absolutely nothing important. As always, I'm your host Dylan, joined here tonight by Sean and Eddie, of course.
How's it going, y'all?
easy. What's up?
And before we kick into things, we have a really good show sheet. I feel like it's pretty loaded for whatever reason. For the first time in a long time, no NECA news, but we got some good kind of good big news from not non-typical companies, I guess, and then Hasbro went off last night. So we got a lot to go over, but first we want to thank our friends over at Waddle Scrapyard for sponsoring this week's episode of Small Talk. And if you need anything printed, they can do that for you. I keep talking about it, but want to do the John Wick. I think I'm actually going to now that I have everything sorted out in the office. All right, good to go. For our subjects of smaller talk, we got a couple different things. Just to kind of ease into it, my first one is we have a collaboration coming up, or kind of a partner show coming up. I'll disclose more news later on who it is. It looks like it's going to be the beginning of July. But we have to sort out some things with dates. I got to get some permissions, things like that. But should be pretty fun. I'm a big fan of these guys who we're hopefully having on. But I'll keep everyone up to date there. And then, what's up, Alvin? What's up, Danny? Another thing, just I guess kind of going into anything new for small stuff. I haven't gotten anything, I don't think, since last show for small stuff. Have you guys?
Yeah.
I have not.
Let me get it really quick.
Ooh, yeah. I know Eddie was kind of being the dealer for the NECA Starlight and Homelander figures, but Sean, you have not gotten anything new, you said?
I have not got anything new except for my Thanos statue just came in today.
Hell yes. Tell me a little bit about that.
So it's from the Avengers Assemble Wave. It's the modern version. This thing is beautiful. They had it set up at the shop already, kind of, because they have to inspect it and stuff. And it's just really nice. It's really, really nice.
No issues with it or anything?
No issues. It looks great. Be ready for an unboxing.
Hell yes.
Yeah, I want to see that, man. That's cool. Congrats.
All right, Eddie, what do you got?
So I actually got my first Super 7 figure. I ordered it a long time ago. A little bit towards the beginning of 2020, but I got the Conan the Barbarian, the first one that they did, the original one. But
Where did you purchase this from?
from Super 7 directly. And that was my first time purchasing from their site. That was my first Super 7 figure. And it took forever. I don't know why it took so long. But I think I ordered it like in June or July last year, and it came in this like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But it's pretty cool, dude. I love Conan. There's like hardly any stuff out there for him, and yeah, it's dope. But I'm having this problem deciding whether or not I want to take him out of the box, because I am a sucker for packaging, and Super 7 has badass packaging. So
Yeah, they do really well with it.
There's a little bio for him on the back there. If you're watching on YouTube, you can freeze frame and read it. But yeah, it's cool. It comes with 2 different head sculpts, two sets, like a set of gripping hands and a set of relaxed hands, and one of the head sculpts has like his hair waving in the wind. It's the one that's on him. The likeness is on the head sculpt with the headband. It looks better. On the one with the waving hair, it looks a little pretty. Like,
so what's it based off of? I guess is
the
it
first Conan movie.
It's Schwarzenegger. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So the Conan the Barbarian movie, because I think the
Right.
second one's called the Destroyer, or
Something like that. Yeah.
yeah. So the packaging is
That
really
is
cool.
cool.
It has this. Do you know what this is called when they do the shiny indented?
Like
They have
a
that.
foiled.
Yeah.
They
then
use it in the card collecting community, embossed.
Yeah. Embossed. There you
Embossing.
go. It's got the sword on the back, and then like there's like elephant skin texturing all around the box. Like that's what they call it on Jordans anyway, but that's what it's like. It's like football or
Yeah.
whatever. And then even the shipper, like it comes in a box, but then it's in this shipper in the box, and even the shipper
shit.
is cool, dude. It has the Conan emblem
Yeah.
and everything, and so I'm like, damn, dude, everything about the packaging is sick. So yeah, I really want to mess with the figure and pose it, because I love posing. I think that's my favorite thing about action figures is posing. But I don't know. I don't want to take it out. I'm
Yeah,
scared.
I've definitely had that issue before. It's not like I'm not an inbox collector, but there's just some times where if I'm on the fence if I want to keep the figure or not, if I can't really display it or mess around with it, or in your case, yeah, I just love the packaging so much, and in that case I'll just buy a couple of them, but that one's been long sold out, so right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
You can get it for not a bad price. At least I was looking on eBay, and it seems like it's still going for close to retail. It's like 60, 70-ish on eBay, so it's not horrible, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to open it. And it's
Yeah,
not
I
like one of those things where you could just pop the flap open and then put it back in, because it's sealed on both sides. So I'm like, damn it. But it's cool. It's really cool. And then these are technically yours here, dude. New this week, just not new at your house yet.
Yeah, yeah. Right before the show, I just sent Eddie the money to ship those. He found them for me. All week long actually. I've been looking for Starlight and Homelander ever since I've seen that they've been hitting stores. I think we covered them last show that they were starting to hit. And I haven't been able to find them. They're always delayed here too, so they very well. I just may be just impatient and not had to have you do that, but I don't want to take the risk either. So, yes, thank you for doing that. That is awesome. I am very excited
problem,
about it,
man.
especially after Zach's unboxing. That made me even more excited about it and more, I guess, impatient to get them. Usually, I'm a very patient collector, but that really affected me seeing Zach go through with that. But it was always I knew I wanted them. I'm gonna try and get almost any Homelander I can at this point. I'm a big fan of that show. That's one of my favorites of all time. I think your dog's got a shoe in its mouth.
I heard a freaking like bang over there, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I looked back, and my smallest dog has a freaking one of
Classic.
Adriana's Vans in his fucking mouth, and the van is like half the size of him. Bastard. But yeah,
You're filling the void. They're filling the void of missing Ezra on the show. Ezra, Damien's husky, used to make an appearance every once in a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on Small Talk back in the
that's
day.
cool.
So, what's up, Bekwan?
Yeah, Alvin said leave him in the packaging. I'm leaning towards that, but I don't know. I'll make a decision. But yeah,
What-
dude, these figures are pretty cool, man. I kind of want them, but I've come to like the decision. I have to be like, you have to make some decisions sometimes in collecting, and I was like, I love the boys, but I don't need figures of it, So I'm sticking with that. But the Starlight, I think, is my favorite. Starlight,
Or
looks
he's
really
just
good.
going to send your money back.
Nah, man, I told him I'd get them for him, but yeah.
No, if you want to keep them, that's totally fine. I wouldn't be butthurt about it. It's understandable, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Just all the boys stuff coming out. I hope it does well and sells well. That way, we'll see it elsewhere. But we're already getting a lot of versions. We're getting Mafex, NECA, and then third-party 6-scale ones. And I have all of them on order. The only one I wasn't able to get was a So-So Toys 6-scale Butcher, I think.
I want to see how they do translucent. I want to see what they do. I want to see if because the
You think
times
they'll
you
actually
do
do
see
'em?
him not well, maybe. Maybe they'll just do a clear figure.
Yeah,
That's kind of sculpted like him. But the thing is, like, he's naked.
I know.
So how are they gonna sculpt the figure? So and then the times that they do show him when he's not invisible, he's completely naked. So it's like I don't know, man. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of other characters they could do before they could just say translucent that's included. I don't know, but yeah, going back to what Alvin said, leave him in the box. I would until you're absolutely sure. I would say the same thing. So. Yeah, so the other thing, I think I mentioned it last week that I wanted to discuss on Smaller Talk. What are you laughing at your dog in the background?
Yeah, damn
dog. We kind of started talking about it. What up, Manny? Caesar? What's up, guys? We were talking about different collecting communities. I know we were talking about last week. The reason I brought it up is because I was talking about the Jurassic Park communities that I'm in, and they all seem very level-headed, which is not something you associate with collectors usually. And someone kind of was saying, well, it's because they always have stuff on their shelves. I was thinking about it afterwards. Yes and no. In any collecting hobby, there's always going to be ones that are in any line easier ones to find than the others. There are hard ones to find in that Jurassic Park, the Amber series lines. Even with like the statues, and I'm not just talking about the Amber series, I'm talking about anything Jurassic Park branded. And sadly, I think that's one of the most popular. Like Jurassic Park is one of the most popular. Got to be one of the more popular brands or licenses or IPs, whatever you want to call them. That seems to be very underutilized overall for the most part.
Especially in 1/6 scale.
Yes, like I don't really get it. I don't know. I don't know if it's like now so many of the people are our age would be way too hard on anything that would come out. But that Chronicle set with Dr. Grant and the Velociraptor,
I know.
That was like exactly what I wanted, and sadly that's not coming to fruition. Hopefully, there are rumors that other people are going to pick that up, that license, and move on with it, but we'll see.
Who would you like to see have it? I didn't know if you mentioned it while I was gone or not, but if you could see one company, Mezco probably.
Who I'd want to have it for the actual people, so for like portrait likeness, stuff like that, I'd probably either say Threezero or Hot Toys. I would say Threezero because I think at this point they're starting to improve so much on their Game of Thrones. They just don't have a ton of great licenses that are able to show off what they can do. Some of the sculptors they have contracted or deals with. I think they have a lot of potential there. They just have to get some good branding. So I'd like to see what they could do. But of course, we know what Hot Toys could do with the portraits. So I'd really like to see them do that. As far as the like dinosaurs, if we're going to see like a Compy or a Velociraptor or something like that, I guess I don't really care where it comes from. I just want a high-end one that is articulated. So, but yeah, overall, so I also thought of this, or wanted to keep this subject on for this show as well, because I saw someone ask this in one of the groups. Like, I'm in a lot of groups. I have to be pretty much to try and like stay somewhat up to date with small stuff. And to see the differences in the groups is very apparent. There are some very hostile ones. There are some very easygoing. Just overall, like, and I would say, there's ones that just specialize in complaining.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was in a Mezco group because someone was talking about Mezco collectors being the worst type of collector, and
Really?
yeah, and a lot of people in there were saying, GI Joe groups are pretty nasty, and they are. I've seen a lot of. I
Just
can't
in
believe.
general, or on like the
Yeah, like
the
do
original
they
stuff.
what are they nasty about? Like the reselling, or like the figures, critiquing the figures, or
Reselling and to Target workers. So there's all those rumors of Target workers, and this has to do with kind of what you wanted to talk about, Eddie, with hiding figures or them buying them before anyone has a chance. We've talked about that a couple times on the show as well, but that I would say accessibility, and then just absolutely roasting anyone who I guess resells it at a higher price is it's pretty wild. I've heard nasty things about Marvel Legends as well. Marvel Legends being really bad with that. People bragging about having a cart full of one type of figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. In my experience, I don't want to. I guess, what do you say? Single any community out specifically, but it is interesting. They all have their nuances. Yes, I'm sure it has something to do with accessibility, but if you want GI Joes, you can get a good amount of them. It's the exclusives that are shitty to get, but it's like that with any and everyone. Like McFarlane collectors have the same issue, but they have their peg warmers, and then they have their exclusives, and I don't see it. Like, obviously you still get people complaining, but you don't see like just big tirades posted on the groups and in the comments, and people just laying into them there. But
I follow this Pokemon guy, Leon Hart, and they even brought him on the news to talk about Pokemon, and it was about the same thing, and how all these people are getting upset about the resellers and stuff like that. And of course, I guess Pokemon's had it a little bit harder, and the trading card games have had it a little bit harder recently. But like, they brought him on the news, and they said even they were trying to sway it in a way to put bad light onto the collecting and the community and stuff like that, And he's like, no, that's not what it is. That's not what it's about, And I think with something especially like Pokemon, that's a fact, I mean, I know like a lot of us grew up with it and we watched it and stuff like that, but I think it really got taken by storm with this younger generation. They've never known a time without it. And I was thinking about it even with like Legends or Jurassic Park stuff or whatever, a lot of this stuff we say it's for adult collectors, but it's hard for kids now to even go to a store and find an Iron Man figure or find a Jurassic Park dinosaur, or, maybe they're Ghostbusters fans, they've been dropping a lot of Ghostbusters stuff. And I think about it from like my son's perspective when he's like, can we go get a toy? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And we go to a Walmart or we go to a Target or even HEB, and the shelves are pretty bare. Mm-hmm. Pokemon, Marvel,
Yeah. I'm not saying like people have reason to be frustrated. Like, that's actually the reason. So I don't remember if I said that on the last episode, but I sold my GI Joe collection. Or most of them. I still have a few of my favorites, like a couple of the deluxe Snake Eyes, and then a couple of the Cobra Leaders, and then of a Viper Trooper. Mm-hmm. But the rest of them I sold mainly because I was. It's the only thing that I am on top of a lot of things, and if I want to get it, like it's a lot of work to get it, but eventually I can figure out a way to get it. G.I. Joe was a line that I just couldn't, and you have your complaints. Sadly, the only way to combat that is to just not do it. But Ekwan said I had an experience with NECA Ninja Turtles at Target. This is already gonna be bad. I know. I saw it behind the electronics desk, and I straight up asked the Target employee for the 4-pack, and they said they sold out quick. Yeah, I know that's been for sure like a proven thing. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. No kid is a Ghostbusters fan. I don't know what that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you have a lot of guys even our age who are big fans that watch it and sit there with their kids.
Yeah,
Batman,
Well, I don't know. You can take them to Target and find the Ghostbusters. The whole fucking wave has been there since it came out. So even if they are Ghostbusters fans, that's not a hard IP to find.
Which one are you talking about?
The new
that first wave, right?
Is it Hasbro that does them? The Ghostbusters, the Build-A-Figure was the dog.
Oh yeah. Was that Hasbro? I think it might have been. I can't remember.
It's Hasbro or it's not Mattel, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is, but that whole wave has been there since it came out. I mean, there was a little hype in the beginning, but they're all there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it either Angel or Angel Ramirez said it's been like that since the 80s or 90s? Get innovative, beat scalpers and collectors to the game. So there is a bunch of tricks and nuances you have to look at, but like I know it also depends on your location and just after just flat out getting lucky. I would say it's because like in my location, my Toys R Us when they're around and my Target now just flat out sometimes won't get certain figures and exclusives, and there's been a lot of talk about how that's decided. It's all based off of a lot of sales. I actually don't mind when I'm walking through an aisle and I see someone my age looking at the stuff.
Yeah.
The most recent one that I've seen is, I would say this is the way to go. What he said, make friends with Target employees. It's harder to turn someone down that's very nice to you than someone who's nasty right away. So, brown nose, that's where brown nosing can help you out. But I saw someone grab the whole new little, what are they, like 3 3/4 inch, or they're smaller, I know. He-Man Masters of the Universe figures. Like he had like a handful of them, but they were all one figure. He didn't like double up on any, so I knew he was there to actually collect the things. And he looked older than me, like had gray hair and everything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I think that's cool and all. You just, especially for the Target employees, they just never know who's showing up or who's asking for it. It could be someone who's just purely into it because they're into it and they just want the one for them, or it could be like someone trying to find something for their kid. And either way, I feel like they've already kind of have a bad taste in their mouth with the things that have been happening.
Yeah. No, it's for sure like frustration boiling over. Alvin said it shouldn't be that hard to find a figure. It deters me from collecting a series or a line.
It deters me.
I
I didn't know you read it that way on purpose, dude. My bad.
That is true, and that's kind of where I say is that, like, it's the classic. You gotta let your wallet speak type thing. You gotta, if you're like I said, that's why I got out of GI Joe, because I wasn't able to keep up with it. With GI Joe, I just wasn't able to get the ones I wanted. There's a few that I was really excited about that I just wasn't able to get until I figured out it was time for me to get out of the line. And then when I got them, I'm like, well, what's the point now? Or I had the chance to get them, I guess. So I think one of them was that Firefly, which I got from Hasbro Pulse. I just included that in the wave and sold it as a bundle and got out that way. But sadly enough, that's the way I really just kind of in my mind, told Hasbro like this isn't any fun to collect. Like half the fun of collecting is finding them in stores, right?
Right. Well, and that kind of also goes into like, it gets to a point where it's like you're just worried about finding the figure and then you just pre-order it online, which sounds great, but like you said, for me it's about the hunt, being able to find it in the store is part of the fun, but then it gets to a point where it's like, well, I just need the figure.
Yeah, there's two ways that I like to collect. There's ones that I collect and have fun with the actual product. When I get it in hand and I get to unbox it, go through it all, I just have a ton of fun with that. That's like Hot Toys, Mezcos, a lot of higher end ones. Then there's ones that are fun with the hunt. Seeing those boxes in stores. Eddie's talked about that before, about how hard it is to get out of this small game when you're just walking through a store and you see something in its packaging, how cool it looks. That's fun as well. But yeah, it's tough, but
there's a couple things that I would give like advice for when you're having trouble finding stuff. I think the biggest thing is join a good community. Like, there's a lot of communities out there, but I'm in basically two main ones. Like, one is on Instagram. It's called Fig Mob, and that's like more small scale collectors, and they do toy photography and stuff. And they're all in California, so they're all in my area. They all collect like everything that's in retail stores, and they all are hunting like every day. These guys are hardcore. Like, they're getting up in the morning. Like, you want to make friends with all these people and help them out. Like, if there's something you're looking for, you can ask them, but also don't be afraid to be like, if someone says, oh man, I'm looking for this, and you find it for them, that person will like be grateful for you and they'll be looking out for you. Like, a bunch of people have asked me for these NECA Homelander and Starlight and the Frankenstein, not just in Ox group, but on Instagram too. And I like to help people out when I can. I don't care. I don't get that much small scale stuff. I just know that it's hard to find stuff, so I'll help people out. And everybody that I found it for, they're like, dude, let me know if you're ever looking for anything. I'll keep an eye out for you. And these people they're dedicated, they're hunting, so you don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. to be at a Walmart or Target or whatever, and you don't have to worry about missing work or whatever to find that figure. Or so that's one good way to do things. And Ox too. Our group on Facebook, Auxiliary, Zach did a post a while back of in search of posts, so you can go on there and comment and leave whatever you're in search of, and the group will keep an eye out for you. I haven't
Good
tried
plug.
doing that yet, but yeah. And then also our Patreon. This is not meant to be
No,
a plug,
it's
but it
true.
kind of is. That's how I knew Dylan needed these. That's how I knew Eddie needed the Frankenstein. I got him one of those. Scott Bradley, he's a Patreon. I've given him a bunch of deals on stuff that's the best thing is you can't overextend yourself, so extend your community and the people that are helping you out. And then the second thing, you guys touched on it earlier, was befriend the workers. A lot of them are a little bit snappy and and not in a good mood when you see them because of other people they've dealt with. So you don't always just say, hey, do you have this figure? Like, maybe if you see the girl stalking one time, instead of just saying, hey, do you have the figure, say, hey, how are you doing today? Like, everything good? And like, they'll be shocked as hell. And just keep doing it that way. And then over time, like, be like, hey, I was wondering if you had this. I'm a collector, and I know some of us give a bad name, but I just thought I'd ask. And if it's not, that's totally cool. It is what it is. But things like that, it goes a long way. When I was in a Target one time, one of the employees, he's a guy, and he was a younger guy, so it's kind of easier to talk to him about it, because he was a collector too, and he actually finds the Hot Wheels stuff. So I know how you guys feel about Target collectors like hiding shit, because that guy's like, yeah, man, the new Hot Wheels cases come in, and immediately I'll see what's in there, and if this guy needs this or that, or I just stocked him up, or So, talk to guys like that. They'll, instead of being like, oh shit, this guy's against me, put him on your side, things like that. But I like hunting. Hunting's cool. It can be fucking consuming and it could take over your life, like, the thrill of the hunt. But like, it's cool when you don't let it get overwhelming. You got to remember that it's still a hobby.
It can be fun. Like I said, when it's not fun is when you really want something, and then it's almost a task to find the thing you want, and that's where I don't take for granted anymore. I used to, about the way Hot Toys does the pre-orders. That's what Hot Toys collectors complain about is, oh, it's so far out. We'll see it in a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, would you rather have it that way or just impossible to find off the bat? Dude. I think you'd keep the way you had it if you had a choice. Kind of being a part of both, that's what I would prefer. But, Angel and Hell, let me know if let me know how to pronounce that. I don't want to mess it up. Sound like a stupid white boy, but he has a good point. Have those DPCI numbers always ready, and the barcode in my phone ready to be scanned and target. Yeah, they have those things at the end of the aisles. Always use those. That's a good way. That's how I found the credit collection. What's her name? One who got canceled.
Cara Dune.
Oh.
Cara Dune. Thank you. That's how I got her. Was essentially that way. My target had them. It had them in the back, but when I scanned them on there, it showed they had like 7 of them, and they went and grabbed me one. So. Cool. That sort of thing. And yeah, Mario, this is the other one, Mario. I just order online. I'm done hunting out there. If you really want it, order online is the best way to go. So I did that with I think it was a Black Series Mando. Yeah, it was the Carbon edition, the Carbonite one where it's shiny and everything. That one I ordered online. That was the only way I would have gotten that one. Otherwise, I would have never gotten it. So you have to do that as well. But hunting is fun when you don't have a lot to weigh on it, I guess, or you don't have a lot to lose. I think it's pretty fun. I love looking for other people as well. So I think that part is always fun. But Eddie, you brought up the subject of hiding figures as well.
Yeah, I never knew how like serious people are about hiding figures until I got into the collecting groups and stuff, and then that was the biggest thing is like the guys were like, if you ever see anything good, even if you don't want it, hide it for us. Or like, there would be guys that were like, hide it no matter what you see, hide it. And their biggest thing was hiding it under the shelves. Like they would memorize the location of an area and hide it under the fucking shelf. And I didn't know that was a thing, dude. If I ever hid something for myself, it would be like on the baby toys aisle, like behind fucking Barbie sets or something. I would hide like a Marvel Legend, and it was only because like, oh, I can't afford 5 figures today, so I'll buy 2 and hide the other 3 or something. Like, so I would do that, but I think it's crazy as hell. One time I was in a Target in Oxnard. It's one of the like fancier, like more shopped at Targets, I guess. And so it was hard to find anything there. And once I started figuring out people hid things, I went to like an area where I thought this would be a good area to hide things. I lift up the shelf, dude, like 50 figures easy. I was like, what the fuck is this? And dude, they were old. There was like WWE figures from like 2005 under there. And like I found like a Rowdy Piper and a Jake the Snake or something. And this really cool guy in the Fig Mob group, his name's Retro Quest. He was like, dude, those sell for like $100 each. Please pick those up for me. And I was like, well, okay, dude. Like, so they were stuck to the tile underneath the shelving because they'd been there so long. So like they had like the cardboard had stuck to the tile. So I had to rip them off the freaking ground, and they had like all this sticky, like they were gross, dude. But he wanted them. So I went to buy them, and they were so old, they didn't even ring up in the store anymore. The lady was like, where did you find this? And I was like, oh, it was on the WWE aisle, with the other action figures or whatever. And she was like, this doesn't ring up. Do you remember what price it was? And I was like, I didn't want to be a dick, so I was like, oh, it was like, $10. And she gave me both of them for $10, and these are like $100 figures, but it was crazy, dude. I couldn't believe I found like they had steel books under there. Like I was like, what the hell?
Jeez.
But that's a big thing, and so I just thought hiding's a cool topic because it's crazy the stuff that people will hide, and they have their own little spots, and they know every store in their own little spots, and it's funny.
So yeah, I've never done the lifting up the shelves thing. I should try that and see if I.
Because it's like awkward,
anything.
dude.
I know.
The guy that's like on the aisle, and all of a sudden the worker comes in, and you're sitting there like, "Oh hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, don't mind
just
me.
Weird.
Just looking for buried treasure. Mario said I order TVC, the Vintage Collection, by the case from Entertainment Earth, and so far so good. He's been lucky with online exclusives, but still despise store exclusives. Yeah, that's the worst part. The store exclusives in my mind where they mess up is online. Target and Walmart, they have nothing to hinder bots. They always are, sell out within seconds online. Those should be the ones that don't have to worry about that. That shouldn't be an issue there. They gotta figure that out, but. Yeah, and then he said Mario also said I remember looking under shelves at Toys R Us back in the day. Never found anything he was looking for, but figures under the shelves can be nasty. Yeah, that's true. It's always gross and grimy under there.
Yeah. Seriously.
But yeah, that's interesting. Maybe I gotta check more. I could probably find some around here if I would actually
just check a random where I found it was on the summer, or the rotating stuff, where it'll be sometimes it'll be summer stuff or backpacks or something. That's where I looked. I was like, it's usually wherever it's an easily why did I blank on the word? An easily accessible shelf.
Yeah.
That's usually where it is. That's usually there's nothing there. That's probably the shelf that they do it under.
Sure.
And yeah, it's just funny. It's crazy the shit you'll find like old, decades old figures.
Yeah, I've seen that. I always remember that video or picture. I don't remember. It could very well not be real.
Oh, dude!
But it was someone who moved it was a Target worker when they were remodeling a Target, and they moved the shelves where the cards were.
Yeah.
And they found those old blue packaging Pokemon cards from our kid days.
Oh.
Under there.
Oh.
And they're like, look what was under here. And it was like a couple packs of them just laying underneath the shelf.
That's a crazy find.
So, and the only reason that was found, obviously, is because they were remodeling. Those actual shelves moved,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember in one of the groups that I'm in, they started hiding them in an ottoman that has a lifted.
Jeez.
Look at all the fucking figures under there, dude.
Hold on, let me
That's
make
crazy.
Solo here. Good
yeah,
lord.
one day they lifted the shelf and there was all kinds of that Hogan was like a 10-year-old figure and it was selling for $100.
Good lord.
The guy was like, grab that for me. And then I think the Rowdy Piper was right there. But yeah, dude, I was like, what the hell? That's crazy, dude. There was McFarlane stuff. Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff on there. Funko Pops. That's funny.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, it's that's so nuts with the. It's so that Hogan is an actual 10-year-old figure.
I think it was 2005, so it was more than 10 years because I found it last year.
Yeah, like Alvin said, everyone in this chat will be lifting shelves and Targets across the nation. Yeah, everyone's just gonna come away from small talk lifting shelves. We're terrible influence here. Yeah, we can move on to notes, but that was a good segment. I didn't know that much about lifting shelves. I knew that was a thing, Eddie, but no, that was a good one. And
yeah, it's pretty funny.
I guess real quick, I didn't really even ask you guys, but have you noticed a different difference in collecting communities, and it doesn't need to be lines. You know, it doesn't need to be like a difference between Legends
2000
and what does that say?
2005 class of
Unbelievable.
yeah.
Jesus. But it doesn't even need to be like different lines, like Legends versus like GI Joes, for instance. It can even be like Instagram community versus Facebook communities, or you know, like Sideshow Freaks versus like 1/6 Republic, things like that.
Dude,
You know,
or
you
Hot
guys
Toys
noticed?
versus Legend collectors or something.
Yeah.
Dude.
Have you guys noticed a big difference in a lot of the communities?
you know what always gets me is like where they compare each other, and they're like, "Why are you buying that?" You know, and like, "This is so
Oh,
much
yeah.
better if you buy this."
Yeah.
Or like, "Oh, well, I have all of these. I have this entire set, and then I have all the Toy Biz stuff, and this and that and that. That's way better than yours," or whatever. You know what I mean? Or just stuff like that. I'm like, dang, like it's like that guy's. I feel like they're just buying it to enjoy it, and you're over here like, mine's better than yours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there isn't a whole like huge difference in everything. I will say, I think the statue community is more of a community like that's like more encouraging
Mm-hmm.
towards each other, kind of, maybe. I feel like Hot Toys and Legend communities, like, I feel like there's a lot of shit talking about each other, like
Yeah.
about, I don't know, that maybe that's just me that I noticed that, but every community has a bunch of shit talking, I guess, but it's just, statues is more, can be more, at least in the groups that I'm in, I feel like they're more encouraging to one another rather than like shitting on each other.
Yeah.
I think I would be able to agree with you because the few statue groups that I'm in, it's pretty much the same. Like you get a guy who's like who might trash on something, but most everybody's like, you know, congrats, or like that's a great one. I have mine like this or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, like overall, they all overlap on a lot of complaints. It's the specific to certain types of collectors or certain types of lines or companies they are that interest me. So like Hot Toys, a lot of the time it's not finishing lines all the way, or you know, having to wait 5 years to complete a line of, you know, one movie or something like that. Or like Mezco, where the exclusives that everyone wants is sold out within minutes. Things like that. I think there are valid complaints in everyone. It's just interesting how they're all different. I just wanted to bring it up as they're different.
Yeah.
In
Mezco
Angel
snobs.
said Mezco snobs.
That's Dylan, dude.
Shut the fuck up, man. I'm just kidding. Eddie said, "We need a shirt now saying, 'Do you even lift, bro?' with a guy lifting up
That would be
low
fucking
shelf
sick.
racks with figures."
That
We
would be
need
pretty
someone to
cool.
draw
A sticker.
that, and hell yes, that will be a small talk sticker. That is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's that's definitely a good idea. All right,
It's
we
funny
can hop.
because
Oh, sorry,
really
go ahead.
quick, just really quick on what Alvin said. Hot Toys and statue collectors think they are elite compared to others. Everything thinks they're elite compared to something else. Like, because I started from the very bottom. I started from Funkos. You collect Funkos, Legends, and 1/12 scale figure collectors think they're better than you. Then you get into Legends, and Hot Toy collectors think they're better than you. Then you get into Hot Toys, and statue collectors think they're better than them. So it's like there's always something. And then once you get into statues, oh, I collect prop replicas and
Yeah,
fucking busts and shit. Like, dude, this is never ending.
I actually
I'm
collect
sure
the
out
actual
there-
film of the movie.
Yeah. I own the fucking original costume
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
sweat on by fucking this guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I would say like I was on my way to that point with because I had by that time I had collected Hot Toys for about 10 years, and when I started getting into Mezco, I'm like, I know this is technically like a downgrade, but at this point I enjoy them. Like I enjoy having more characters than I ever wanted. I enjoy ones that you don't normally see. A Moon Knight figure. I enjoy having other renditions rather than just movie versions of these characters. And so like that kind of flipped my mind from just wanting to always, have the best of everything, to going down and just like figuring out what bothered me about the collecting hobby I was in, and then pivoting off of that and just going with what I wanted to at that point, and not worrying about what's the best, what's this, what's that, what deserves to get this kind of figure, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, it is. There is elitism all over the place. You're right there, Eddie.
You know what else I think? I think there's a little bit of like jealousy in there, or like a little bit of they want that too, and they just don't want to admit it. Because like I've done it before. I've said Hot Toys are like dolls when I first started buying statues, because sometimes they do remind me of dolls. But at the same time, like there's Hot Toys that I love, and I don't want to get rid of them, or there'll be new releases that I still want. You know what I mean? So like even though I say they look like dolls, like I still want them. So I think, I think that's what it is. Is like they're talking shit to you, but secretly like there's maybe 1% of them that's like, damn, that Funko Pop's pretty cool, or like that Marvel Legends pretty cool. You know, it goes back to like when you're in high school and someone makes fun of you, and you go and tell your parents or something, and your parents say, look, they're jealous of you, or like they want something you have. I think it seriously is that in collecting, is like there's a little piece of them that's like, damn, I kind of want that.
Sometimes I always give, I don't know if Zach and Dean are watching, but I always give them shit for shitting on figures that they aren't gonna buy anyways. Like,
Dude,
or that they can't.
Shit out of me.
Like,
Dean
I always
Dean,
tell them.
He fucking does that.
I always say that they shit on figures just because they're not gonna get them, so therefore not worth their buy, their validation.
Yeah. Like my Forrest Gump. Fucking Zach.
Yeah, you're so fun. And you with fucking Game of Thrones. JB, you collect old cars? Oh, like real cars or like model cars? But yeah, and obviously just buy what you like. That's kind of where I ended up going.
Yeah.
I figured out like the big thing that bothered me with Hot Toys is I wasn't getting the figures I wanted. I wasn't getting expanded on what I wanted to expand. I wanted a lot of redos and a lot of more better figures of my favorite lines with like Alien Predator, and wasn't getting that. And it was getting so Marvel heavy, and a lot of kind of just pretty much it was just waiting, and I didn't like doing that with it, and so I made a change there. But yeah, Rodrigo, good point. I'm sorry, but what is important to collect is what you enjoy. I started on Hot Toys 2 years ago. Now I got 220 figures. I only get what I enjoy. Yeah. Wow. No kidding. Yeah, and that's just get what you want, pretty much. There's things that I would love to collect more statues. I don't envy you guys, I would say, or I wouldn't say I'm not jealous of statue collectors because of the space. I don't want to worry about the space of what it would take for statue collecting, and the other thing is dust. The dust and dusting them would bug me too much. I have a couple statues, and I'm always like dusting it while I'm on calls, while I'm working or something like that, and I'm always like messing with them that way because it drives me nuts having them displayed and needing to like dust them and things like that. That bothers me. So I like kind of putting something in a pose and then leaving it displayed like that, and being able to seal it if I want to, or not worry about the weight breaking of the shelves, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But there are definitely statues up there. I totally understand why people love them. There's just essentially just like functional and logical reasons for me not to like them, rather than like a jealousy type thing, I guess. But yeah, that definitely happens. This is blowing up the chat, this subject, Eddie.
Yeah,
nice job.
It's a good topic,
picking it. It's all over the place, and we kind of blended our two things, with the different collecting communities
really
and figure hunting. But no, it's fun. We should move on to the news, though. This is good, as much fun as this was here. So the first thing, Mezco is pretty quiet. They announced a new member to the Rumble Society. one of you guys want to get the chats here while I kind of go off
Yeah,
here? But
I'll check it out.
so Rumble Society Hoods Vapor for $112. He is so what happened is he sold out within 5 minutes. I think someone said, or around 5-6 minutes ish. Did not expect that. So this is what he all comes with: 4 different heads, a couple caps, gas mask, headphones, boots, Timberlands, and then I believe these are Jordan 5s on his feet. That's what someone was saying in one of the groups. All kinds of accessories, but no weapons. He's kind of a it looks like he's a big graffiti guy, so he comes with a couple paints of graffiti. I don't know why. Like they would give you so many, 3 different ones there, but
Cool.
He comes in a lunchbox, so they're tin lunchbox. Pretty steep for price, but he comes with a lot of soft goods. Again, these are made for customizing overall, so you can use these clothes elsewhere within the Rumble Society. But he's got like a blue face, green hair, just kind of looked as like a street guy, I guess. I don't know. Pretty cool. Sold out really quick, but they opened up a pre-order window for any more people who want them. I believe pre-orders and waitlists got pushed to next year now. So people who are able to order within that 5-minute span, that'll ship to us in June. Otherwise, the pre-order open has been open since Wednesday, I believe, and it's going to be open until tomorrow, which would be June 11th at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And you have that window essentially to order for next year's release if you want. That's March to May 2022. They do require a deposit, and if you pay PayPal, obviously that's in full then on their website, but you still have a window to get it if you'd like. Yeah, but this was a overall pretty good one.
Yeah, so for the Mofex Minute, or the Mofex Madness, Avengers in-game Mofex Iron Man Mark 85 was updated. They already had like the repulsors and his like Thor lightning buster beam thing on the back and stuff, but they had just updated it with a unmasked head portrait of Tony Stark, and then also one with his visor up. Eddie, I want to know what you think about this, because for me, I always kind of gauge Mofex as whether I'm going with the SH version or their version,
Yeah.
and typically Mofex is a bit better, but what do you think?
I think I'm in the same boat. I think Mofex lately, their figures have been better. It's just SHF has more characters to round out that team. But this looks amazing. Look at that. That is an amazing likeness right there on that, and even on the mask up one. This is amazing. I think this
For
is really
Mofex,
cool.
yeah.
But SH, the only difference I would think is SH has some diecast. I've never gotten an Iron Man figure from Mofex. Or do they have diecast the same way in the legs, or?
Yes, I believe in their Iron Men, they do. And
okay.
and with SH, there's not a lot. I know that, right? With the amount of diecast that they have in them.
And
Pretty
another
sure
thing,
Oh,
I
sorry, go
like the joints better in Mofex. I don't like SH's joints. So
They scare me.
That's one thing that I think that I take into account.
So you know how actually I don't read anywhere that this guy has any diecast, which may
Yeah.
be fine. Diecast doesn't sell like make or break a figure for me anyways. But Mofex for me, you know how everyone bitches about NECA with the QC issues in the past breaking all the time?
Yeah.
That I had a bad taste in my mouth with Mofex for the longest time, where I was really scared on buying them and everything like that, because of
The
those.
QC. Yeah.
Do I still have static or anything like that?
Yeah, a little
A
bit.
little bit.
Do I? Okay.
Um,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, yeah, there has been earlier on with Mofix, there's been QC issues. I think they're getting better. They're getting better at getting rid of those. Like, I'm not sure if any of the Avengers have them because I haven't picked up any. I stopped buying Mofix a while ago, not because they're bad or anything, just because I try to streamline my collection and have a bit of a focus. But like, I had the Deadpool, I had Wolverine, I had Cyclops, and I remember Wolverine had the arm issue, which you could fix, but it was kind of annoying.
Right.
And then Deadpool had an issue with his legs, I remember, and I had to. It was easy. I just put some a little bit of like oil in the leg, and because the hips were really tight, and that fixed it. But to me, the Mofix figures always look a little better to me, and I like the scale more because SH is
Right.
kind of small.
I'll
They
be
are
honest.
a little bit small.
Yeah, they both miss the mark for head sculpts for me. Like 90% of the time, if they're off of movie likeness. But this one, like you said, Eddie, if this comes out looking like this is pretty damn good. Sean, I know you had an issue with this one, the faceplate.
Right. And I think so. My first Mofex that I was thinking about picking up was the Beskar Mando. Long story short, I did not pick it up. But this one, I don't like that extra head sculpt for what you're gonna pay the $139.99 on BBTS, because it's supposed to be the Mark 85. It's like nano. I don't recall in game him ever lifting up his visor like that. It's supposed to form around him. And so
Oh,
like
you're
it's
right.
very inaccurate for me being an MCU fan, especially with Iron Man. I have
Yeah.
both. I have two. I think there's three releases of. Yeah, there's three releases of the Mark 85 for SH, and I have the final battle and then the exclusive with the with like the ground base and stuff like that. And I like either of these already better than that one because of the one head sculpt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird that I would have never even thought about that until you brought it up about the faceplate. That it's not that's not accurate to the film. That's weird.
That was
I
the
just-
first thing I
just
noticed
wouldn't
with
use
it.
that head.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I would consider it like a throw-in. That is kind of weird though.
I wonder why they
Because
did that.
technically, you unless so it comes with these two and then the helmeted head, right?
Right.
So-
And then they're also adding in the gauntlets, one with the
Yeah.
snapping finger and one with the open hand.
So it's not really like a bad thing that it comes with that faceplate up, because really the only ones that you need is the unhelmeted and helmeted then to be accurate
Yeah.
to the film. So I would just see the faceplate up as like a throw-in, and if you want to take some pictures with it that way, I guess you could. But like, it would have been cool to see a battle damaged head, because like a really because they threw in this hand, so it would have been cool to see like the half burnt up face.
Which is why on the Hot Toys and on the final battle version of the SH, I don't use the head sculpts because they're not battle damaged except for the exclusive one.
Mm-hmm.
The from the Bandai store. So
So this is just hands, right?
yes.
The snapping and then just the open with the Infinity Gauntlet on him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Angel
what do you-
says need a powdered donut
Yeah, no
in
kidding.
his hand.
Yeah, I it's nice that they're adding stuff because they took away things on some of their other figures, but yeah, moving on here real quick. Sorry if I'm a little bit staticky. I'm not sure what's going on. I've been trying to mess with some things here. But anyways, so moving on to McFarlane. Avatar: The Last Airbender. These figures were actually announced, not up for pre-order as of yesterday. I checked today and I didn't see anything. But this was teased. I know you were pretty excited about this, Eddie. Have
Yeah.
you any interest in this show, Sean?
I never watched it. Never watched it. I know it's super popular. We still get a lot of people asking for it over at the shop and stuff, as far as like mangas or even just the Nickelodeon books. So, but I had never gotten into it myself.
Dude, you should check it out. I think it's on Netflix. I think it is. It's a good series, and it's still like it holds up to this day. You'll enjoy it if you check it out. I would watch it with your son. That would probably be a cool show to watch with your son.
The new
He's very
family,
he's very kid like Aang.
right?
So I feel like your son would like it.
The new family TV show we're watching now is the Daniel Tiger. So we're all about Daniel Tiger right now.
Oh, okay. um
That's about as much TV as I get to watch right
oh
now.
man. Oh man. Yeah, I'm excited for this line. I've wanted a really cool Avatar line, and I tried the Diamond Select stuff. I have the Zuko, and I just don't like it. It doesn't articulate very well. It has the ugly hip articulation that I don't like. So after that one, I didn't even bother trying to find anything else in the line. I was like, yeah, I'm good. But McFarlane does pretty decent articulation, and these look really. The Zuko and Katara, and I forgot her brother's name. I'm blanking. But these three on the bottom here, standing on the ground, those figures look really good. Aang looks a little weird. His likeness, like it looks a little off, and then something concerns me. I'll still get these. I still want to get these. But Appa is underscaled. They
Is
all
that the
four of
yak
them.
looking thing?
Yeah, the air. He's an air bison, Dylan. Fuck, dude. But
My bad.
they all ride him, and he should be like Aang usually sits on his head while the other three are in the saddle there. So Aang should be like the size of the arrow on his head almost. And you see how like big they are to him. He's a little underscaled, but it's still cool. I would just fudge it in the display. I think it's awesome. If they even do an Appa, that'd be fucking sick. So, yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this line. McFarlane, man, he's making it hard for me to not collect 112 scale or 7-inch.
Yeah. Yeah, good to know that they got your attention. This is a good line then for them, and this is obviously based off the cartoon. I think someone in the chat here said that they have big plans. Oh, Alvin mentioned that they have big plans for the future. Yeah, aren't they doing, or haven't they done a live action? And they're doing more with Netflix, right?
They have the movie that was not well received, and then they were supposed to do a series. But I'm not sure what the news is on that. I know that I think it was going to be a Netflix series, but I don't know if that's still in the works or what's going on with that.
Sure. Also, they teased Batman 1966 TV series. It sounds like, Sean, you said these are smaller 6-inch scale figures, which is interesting. Right. And appears to have a Batcave. I believe the Batmobile and the Joker. So this entails Batman, the Joker, and Robin from the 66 TV series. No word on them yet, but this one looks pretty good off the bat. We'll get everyone more of an update next time when these are probably going to be released by next show, most likely. And then an actual pre-order, it isn't up yet, but it's going to most likely be a Walmart exclusive. This one is the Unmasked Red Hood from the DC's Multiverse line. I say it's going to be a Walmart exclusive, I believe, because it's been labeled as a gold label, and that's always Walmart for McFarlane.
The only thing that annoys me about McFarlane, and I hate finding anything negative because I get mad when people say negative shit, but I feel like he makes the same figure a lot, and just gives it different accessories and calls it like, oh, it's this now or whatever. And
Sometimes
that kind
it's
of
not
bugs
even.
me.
Sometimes it's not even extra accessories. Sometimes it's just without the mask. I know. I think this
Yeah.
one, the flaming sword, is new,
Yeah.
but so he's released figures with just like without a mask instead of masked, and that
Like
yeah.
the Thomas Wayne
Yep.
Batman.
Yep. I can
That was
see. I can
annoying.
see that
Like,
being frustrating.
just give the original one the Thomas Wayne head, and then you don't need to make a second one, you know? And you can like work on other stuff. Not to say like I'm look, Foosh says something that I believe in. I like 100% believe and stand by is like, if it's not for you, move on. You know, like it's someone out there wants it, you don't want it, whatever. But
Yeah.
it like, I don't know. It makes me think like they could have done something else other than this, but
Yeah.
it's just a little thing.
I really like that point too. I've always said that like, would you rather have it made or just not made at all? And most 99% of the time, I'd always rather have it made, even if I'm not going to get it. That's always kind of been my philosophy. Like, you want to see variety and expansion in the hobby, right? Overall of figure collecting. But to your point, Eddie, it just coming without a mask compared to a figure with the mask doesn't really provide any of that. And I get, it's to help fund other projects,
I
other
was
figures.
just gonna say that. Yeah.
That sort of thing. I get it. I don't know how I feel about them being exclusives. It's either a really good thing or a really bad thing with ones like this where they're unmasked. Whereas if you have the masked one, you don't care if you can't get to it. Or it's really annoying if you're a completionist.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never been a unmasked guy. If a character comes with a mask,
Same.
I almost like 99% of the time don't give a shit about having it unmasked because the character is a masked character, you know. So I've never cared about that, but so I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, no, same. And yeah, Equan, the lack of guns is annoying. It's a weird mission Warner Bros. Is on with that whole thing. We'll stay tuned, I guess. We'll see. Another one that is going to be released. This is up. So this is Heavy Metal Batman. This is a cover edition. So this one's a Target exclusive.
The same fucking figure, right? Just with some damage.
Yep. A little bit of blood paint damage, and then I think the cape, right, is more scraped up. And then aren't the weapons different? I could be wrong.
No, the weapons are the same.
They're like battle
Those
axes.
Those are the
for
axes he
listeners.
came with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I have
But
this one.
Oh, okay.
And I would rather have this version because it's cooler. So thanks,
he comes
McFarlane.
with 2 head sculpts. Also, can I bitch about the picture? For whatever reason, these pictures were like 2 different colors and none of them were white.
Can we bitch about how it's a picture of the fucking figure and not a like the cover that it's supposed to be? Because his first cards are all the actual art, and now is he doing the figures now? Because it's like, dude, now they don't fit in line with your original.
So you're talking about so Eddie's talking about the trading cards that you see in the right-hand corner here. The trading card used to come with like the art of what the figure is based off of, like the comic book art, and in the back you'd flip it over, tell you what it's from, give you a little tiny bit of backstory. He's complaining that this one is just a picture of the figure, and yeah, seems to take a little, makes it more.
And I think in death metal, death metal, they had used covers to advertise the movies. I think it was death metal, and people were saying like they kind of should have went back towards what they were doing when they were doing it off of the movies. Back with Deceased and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's a reason they didn't have a cover to work off of, like a variant or something like that to work off of.
Mm-hmm. So they just did the figure. I mean, if there's a reason, they could have done some kind of art with this type of Batman. You know what I mean? Like it just,
even if
to
it was
me,
like swiping
if
a
I
panel
was
or something like that.
Yeah, to me, it's like it doesn't fit in line with the rest of the cards, and he's giving you the cards as like a collector thing. And to me, it just seems stupid to have a figure come with a picture of the figure. I don't know. that's just it doesn't make
You
sense.
could make
to
your
me, but-
own picture.
Yeah, I could take my own picture of the figure. So it was. I thought it was really cool that it came with pictures of the art, especially because I haven't read a lot of these books. I just get them because I like the look of the character. That's when I was buying all these Batman, and so I was like, I like the fact that it came with something from the book that I could reference, like it would show what cover, what number book that was, some bio behind it and stuff. And I thought that was cool, but like this makes it less cool,
Right.
just to me. It's not a huge deal because you're buying the damn figure. It's just a nitpick, I guess.
It turns it from kind of a cool accessory to something a little bit gimmicky. I would say that. I'll be a little harsher than you. Are you still talking about the card?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say it seems almost more gimmicky when it's just a picture of the figure than when it's a picture of its reference or the art of it. Like I think with the animated series one, there's a cool picture of the animated series Batman on there, but yeah, we can move on. So this one was pretty cool. This was the Azrael I know. So this is Azrael T's in the suit of sorrows. No information on this yet as of yesterday. Sorry if there is now, but there wasn't yesterday. So this is him in the white and red. And then he's got kind of his black flares off the shoulder. I don't know what they're called. And a flaming sword, of course. But this guy looks pretty badass overall. I would look at buying this. Do you guys know anything about this character?
I read the White Knight Sean Murphy run that the original release was from. I don't remember if he had this look in that release. I think he was red in there and always was red. I don't remember this color suit, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so I know, and then I know him from the Arkham Knight games.
So is he
He's a
like
cool
wearing
character.
armor or something? Is that what it is under his?
Yeah, he's like a knight.
Okay.
That's what he like considers himself as, or like it's Templars Knights or something like that.
Right.
And so he's got the armor and stuff, and
The Templar.
I
cross.
think he's supposed to have chainmail on his legs too. I don't know why it's white. I don't know.
I was gonna say
don't-
he looks so much bigger than the one we just looked at. So I was kind of wondering, I guess, if it was a like a suit or something like that.
he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's like super buff too. But so is this supposed to? So that's why I wanted to know if this is either the Sean Murphy part of that run or not. Because if not, he just took the regular one and then made it this Azrael. But I think it's supposed to look different if it's from a different run.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It says in Suit of Sorrows, and Suit of Sorrows was capitalized, so whatever that is from. But yeah, not 100% sure. We'll get more on that probably next episode, most likely. And then I just wanted to show this off. We talked about this last week, the Suicide Squad Build-A-Figure wave coming. We had speculated what the Build-A-Figure was. We knew what these four were with Harley Quinn. It's like Polka Dot Man, right? And I should have put these down, but I don't remember these two guys' names. But we were
That's
the big.
Is it Captain Peace or something? John Cena's character.
John Cena.
And then I just know that's Idris Elba and John Cena's character, but I forgot their names too.
Right.
I'll look at it.
Yeah. But the main thing is we speculated on the Build-A-Figure, and this is the King Shark, like what we thought. I'm pretty excited about the King Shark. He's
So really
pretty
quick,
big.
John Cena's Peacemaker and Idris Elba's Bloodsport.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Harley Quinn's in the dress, and then Polka Dot Man looking like a...
I like that accessory they give him with the dots
Yeah.
flying around. That's pretty damn cool.
It's interesting.
Because his ability is like his dots do different shit, so he throws a million of them out at once. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, what are these figures that are just laying there? I was trying to look at those earlier. They remind me
They
of...
just look like army guys, huh?
I thought it was like a... This one looked like a Snake Eyes almost type thing, but... Okay, so moving on with McFarlane, not a ton of actual releases, just a lot of teases from them. Super 7 actually made some good news. So this is from the Super 7 Eden Netflix series. These are 6-inch or 3-inch vinyl figures. All four of these are Target exclusives, I believe. Ranging from $20 to $10. Due October 3rd, 2021. And yeah, have you guys seen the show yet?
You know what? I haven't, but I watched the preview of it, and it looks really interesting.
Thanks for tuning in, Hugh. Appreciate it, man. Take care.
Later, Hugh. Yeah, these ones look fun. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, there's the 2 sets of them here. It looks like where, kind of a more what do you call it? Like Funko Pop type versions, and then actual figure versions.
Chibis. I think it's little chibi figures.
Yeah. So, those ones are interesting. And then I wanted to point this one out. Motorhead Lemmy, sorry.
Yeah.
Lemmy, let me get it right. Nice. Reaction from Motorhead figure, $18. This is, so obviously their reaction is 3 3/4 inch. And yeah, that's the packaging we're talking about, baby. Look at that.
I love cards. They're cool.
Yeah.
I think I saw some of these in Target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll see these in stores quite a bit now. I've noticed. I've been looking for them and finding them. But then also, so they announced July 15th they're doing a G.I. Joe line. So we'll have more at that point, over a month away. But I'm guessing it's going to be Reaction. I don't think it'll be their Ultimate 7-inch line. I think it's going to be Reaction. That 7-inch line you'd think is getting well covered by now. But
that would suck for G.I. Joe fans, because I think a lot of people, when this got announced, were like, is it going to be Ultimates? You know, I think a lot of people want it to be the Ultimates line. And here's a good this is a good alternative company to collect figures from if you don't like the retail side of things, and you like imagine if it was an Ultimates line, dude, and everybody's having trouble with those Hasbro figures. Go with Super 7. Limited pre-orders, never exclusive unless it's like San Diego Comic-Con or something. Like, Super 7's a pretty dope company, and they only make what's ordered, so it's somewhat limited as well, and it's almost all the figures are almost always go up in value. So Super 7's a dope company.
Yeah, we've talked about how we like the way they do their pre-order windows. Another thing too is like with Mezco, they want to start off doing one G.I. Joe figure a quarter. So, you know, they already announced Destro. They have, you know, stuff coming down the line as well. But yeah, like you said, Eddie, this could be potential, especially if they are Ultimates. If they're Ultimates, this could be.
You ever hear of like someone who's like talking about his girl or some shit, and then there's gonna be that one guy that's like, well, my girl does this. Like, I feel like every time you're talking about a company, Dylan has to be like, well, Mezco well, Mezco's doing this. Be proud of my girl too.
You're not wrong. No, I
like Mezco a lot, Dylan. Don't worry, man. Cool,
you're not.
Man.
You're not wrong. I'm not gonna argue. The only reason I really brought them up is just because that is a good alternative to the frustrating, you know, Hasbro collecting. And I know that if this is Reaction, 3 3/4 inch isn't going to scratch everyone's itch for that. But this would give other options. So that Hasbro does have 3 3/4 inch scale figures that are still hard to find. This one could still take care of that. We don't cover those ones as much as we probably should. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is nothing but good. Anytime you see G.I. Joe aligned with it, it's nothing but good things. So here with Super 7, this was a new license they also teased as well. So this is Silverhawks. And this is an ultimate Mezco stuff. Silverhawks Ultimates line. This was teased and then up for pre-order today. This one, I don't know anything about this line. I offered Jason to hop on the show to tell us about Silverhawks. I don't know much about them. I think we've
Yeah.
mentioned them before when we've seen the line start coming a little bit. But I think it started in the 80s, right?
I want to look it up because I feel like I vaguely remember Silverhawks, but mostly just like those accessories remind me of some. I feel like I remember it, like with the hawk accessories. I'm like, I feel like I watched that, but it might be way past my time. It's
Yeah. So it's
1986.
yeah, and it was a 65 series episode or series.
Yeah,
I think.
one season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about them, but the ones that this one comes with is Quicksilver, who's supposed to be the leader, Steelheart, Buzzsaw, and then Monstar. So Quicksilver, Steelheart, and Buzzsaw are $55 each. Monstar is $85 because it's quite a bit bigger of a figure. These pictures don't really show that off, but I'm pretty sure it is. You can get all four for $250, or the single prices that I mentioned. Jason said they're similar to Thundercats, but not as popular.
Yeah, you could tell some of the. I'm looking at it on Google, and some of the characters look like some of the Thundercat characters. Actually, like there's a little kid character that looks like a Thundercat.
Yeah.
The thing I like about the two bottom ones, the robot looking dudes, those are cool like battle figures. Like the gold one almost reminds me of Ratchet and Clank. If I ever had like a toy line make video games series, I would want Ratchet and Clank, and I would want that gold robot to fight, or like minions that they could fight or something. They're cool. They're all cool looking figures. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I agree. I definitely like the bottom two more than I like the top two. The Quicksilver, I think he said it was called, reminds me a little bit of like Darkhawk from the old, or not Darkhawk, or it could be Darkhawk, but also a Shadowhawk.
The wings
from I think it was Image back in the day.
I never heard of Shadowhawk. I know Darkhawk, but I've never heard of Shadowhawk.
Yeah. These. God, I'm looking at pictures of, or like videos and more pictures of these. Yeah, no, this will be cool. I always applaud companies when they do off licenses or off IPs like this. You love to see different ones other than Marvel, DC.
Yeah, it's cool that they do
Star Wars. So
80s like obscure, because I think it was on Foosh that when this was first announced, he was like freaking out. He's like, Silverhawks, So
yeah.
it's cool that people get to see those random licenses. I think it's funny, their alternate head, their helmeted heads look like Mandalorians.
Yes, Alvin. They need to remake Tiger Sharks.
Dude,
Street Sharks.
Sharks.
If
Yeah.
Street Sharks is what they need to make, that is totally in line with what I had growing up, and that would be awesome.
Was it last episode or the episode before, Sean? We were talking about small soldiers.
Small soldiers, man.
Super 7 needs to make small soldiers.
Yes,
they would
that'd
do
be
the
cool
best.
too.
They would
That's
make the best small soldiers.
That's a good movie. I just watched that not too long ago on Amazon Prime, and
I love that movie.
that's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall that'll be a fun line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Bandai went a little bit crazy with their Marvel stuff. We got the SH Figuarts Shang-Chi, the Legends of the Ten Rings. He's going for $58.94 on HLJ right now. Expected release September 2021. Pre-orders are still live. Eddie, what do you think about this one compared to like other SH Figuarts of, I don't want to say like a basic character, but like it's more like an Iron Fist-esque kind of character.
I am excited for this show, so it's cool that they're putting out these characters. I don't know how well it'll sell, just because we haven't seen the show yet, so I don't know how hyped people are for this character. Even before that, Shang-Chi isn't a huge comic character that people are like big fans of, right? So it's interesting to see all these companies are putting these out, and I'm wondering if it's because everything was pushed back with COVID movie wise. So like they have to stick on their toy release schedule.
Right. They got to get
so
it
everything's like behind. One thing the figure looks great. Looks like a good figure. The likeness looks really good. I don't like his costume. I love his shoes. But I'm not a fan of like, I wish he looked more like the Shang-Chi in the comics. I wish didn't have a torso, like ripped, you know what I mean? Like the whole Bruce Lee look. Didn't Shang-Chi rock the bandana too?
Yeah.
I kind of wish he had that look, but as far as the figure, I mean, they nailed the way it looks in the trailer, so it looks good.
Dylan, what do you think?
I would agree. I'm not the biggest fan of like the shirt and the pants. That kind of looks. It looks like it's
just
two different.
Modern or something.
It looks like it's two different figures put together, and it's not probably, like you said, fault of SH Figuarts.
He's rocking jeggings.
Yeah,
gym pants.
Yeah, it's what they had to go with, but
Combat Carl.
Yeah, I would say I'm not super, and it's not just this movie, it's really the next phase. I was never a huge Marvel guy until Civil War, I've always said. And from Civil War on, I was very into it. Mm-hmm. And I've said after Endgame, I'm most likely going to be done with Marvel again. Star Wars is always like number one. Predators is always up there for as far as collecting is concerned. And then from there, I just branch out to a bunch of different things. But I won't be getting this. I'm interested to see how this movie does, and what'll come out of it. It looks like there's not a ton of accessories. That's the other thing that I was gonna like. SH Figuarts usually does really well with
Maybe they haven't showed all the accessories yet because the movie's not
like leaks or.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. I think they've done that before, but
So Bandai is also heading backwards with the Avengers. They're coming out with the Hawkeye. It's a P Bandai web exclusive. 7,700 yen.
Which equals
projected
about
release date 2021.
$70 to $80.
Right. So, I'm a Hawkeye fan. I really like him. I like how they've changed him throughout the years. I just don't know if they're doing this because of the Hawkeye movie, or and how he may be portrayed, or if he's going to have some other kind of appearance. But what do you think, Eddie?
Well, I like this a lot. This is his this is Age of Ultron look, right?
I believe this is from the Avengers, the movie.
Oh, yep, the first Avengers.
First Avengers. They're kind of redoing that entire
he might have had
the main ones.
The sleeves in Age of Ultron. But I like him. I like both the figures they announced. I think it's cool that they're releasing that whole first movie line. It looks good. I think the one with the glasses on looks a little better. The one without the glasses looks a little soft to me, or like something's not right there, at least in that picture. But overall, the figure looks good. Look at the detail and the way, because he has those weird gloves where the straps come over the fingers and stuff. So that's cool that like there's so much detail in that, and I think it's cool. I think it looks good.
Do you think it warrants being a P Bandai exclusive?
No, I don't think any of them should be P Bandai exclusive because you're trying to finish a team,
right?
And I feel like he's like he doesn't come with a lot, so it's like, why is he the exclusive? I feel it's weird to me, but it's just Hawkeye. But I don't know.
That is strange. So no other pre-order details yet. They're upcharged quite a bit. So both him and the next one, Black Widow, are 120 on Big Bad. I'm guessing Bluefin is able to get them. Otherwise, it may be Big Bad's just buying them at cost and upcharging just so they can provide them to us for $120, but yeah. So I would. It's. I think. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was thinking the only other thing, since they're releasing both of these, it looks like around the same time, is maybe they're gonna like touch on Budapest a little bit or something. I don't think that's something that we've ever got a clear explanation about in the movies. So kind of maybe revisiting that or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see that in the Black Widow movie, but want to tell us a little bit about this one?
Yeah, so another P Bandai web exclusive. With Black Widow, I think it's kind of cool. I think a lot of the ways that she was portrayed in the earlier, like with the figures, wasn't that good. So maybe it's they're trying to come out here and do better likenesses and upgraded figures and stuff. I still kind of feel like it's a little bit too late. Maybe not for Black Widow, but to like drop a lot of this stuff. Like that was the first Avengers movie, and we were what, 3 more after that. So I don't know if anybody's really looking for it, or if they're just gonna try to jump on this because it's an exclusive and try to hit the, try to finish the team.
So, question for you, real quick. So these are both re-releases or remakes, I guess is probably more accurate. Did they do something similar to Black Series where they do digital printing now? Is there actual improvements, or are they just paint improvements, or do you know the difference between these and the old ones?
I really don't. I feel like even a lot of the older ones kind of looked a little too cartoony for me at times. Like it's almost there, but it's not like on point like some of the stuff has been more recently. I don't know. That's a great question. I think that with the Black Series though, they came in just in enough time to get some of those head sculpts right.
Yeah, I'm interested. It looks like digital printing on the face, and like they're doing that. I just don't know if that's new or not.
Yeah, definitely. This one is digital printing. I'm trying to look up. Okay, so. Oh, this is Age of Ultron.
I think
the new. This is definitely better. This is Age of Ultron, but look at her face. Like you could definitely tell they've improved on the digital printing, or maybe they didn't have it back then because it doesn't really look like her that much.
Yeah, I know that with Star Wars they did the digital printing similar to Black Series. I just didn't know if the old ones it was similar in this case because they're redoing all the main Avengers from the first Avenger movie, so that would make sense if it's new improved that way. And then I know firsthand that the paint is improved from the Iron Man 3 Mark 3. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, pretty cool. And here's a picture of them all they're kind of I think the only one we haven't seen re-released yet, right, or teased at least, is the Hulk, right?
We've seen him teased, haven't we? We just haven't seen any release.
Okay.
Didn't we see him like I could be wrong, but wasn't he in the lineup when they had that like virtual con thing and they had him all posed? Wasn't the Hulk out there? I feel like I have seen a tease of the Hulk, but I could be wrong.
I'm not 100% sure. I know Thor. I remember seeing the Thor.
Yeah, I remember Thor, Captain America too, right?
Yep.
And Iron Man.
Yeah.
7.
Really, the only one that I don't remember is the Hulk, and that very well, like you said, Eddie, that could have been teased already, but. Sean,
can you bring up the slide?
Oh, my bad.
I could have done that.
So so they're also showed a preview of the WandaVision, White Vision. Those are looking like they're going to be released on in October 2021, which is pretty cool. I kind of really like this Vision though, with like it looks like it's got a good articulated cape and stuff. The face is a little too shiny for me, but I think to have a Vision this far along, it's pretty nice. What do you think, Eddie?
I agree with you. I love Vision's look, so I like that they're making the figure. I think the cape, they could have posed it better. I don't think they did a
Right.
good job posing it, but it looks like a good cape. And I agree on the shininess too, but I feel like that's an easy fix. You can dull
Yeah.
it out a little bit,
Well,
or maybe
even
in
in
person it won't look as shiny.
even in this this picture it doesn't look that bad, you know.
Yeah,
But it
yeah.
looks maybe like a little bit more like maybe instead of like a shine, it's more like a shimmer. I guess I don't know. That I like this picture a little bit better.
Can you go back to the previous picture? They don't.
Yeah.
SH doesn't do bicep cuts, huh? Did they do the swivel up in the elbow or in the shoulder? I mean,
I
'cause
don't
was like,
remember any that
there
do.
he is, fucker. The Hulk right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one though. Like I'm looking at the
Oh,
other
okay.
ones, and they don't. But yeah, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the only thing that's like, I don't know, that I notice is maybe the articulation will be.
But there's typically Zach and Dean can maybe say it as well though. But there's typically a lot of good shoulder articulation to where that's not a huge issue. I know a lot of times when companies give you that bicep swivel, it's because they're not able to. The shoulder isn't able to make up for that.
Yeah.
So I think that's where SH Figuarts makes that up with.
Mm-hmm.
The white
And then-
one looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like this the White Vision, especially compared to like the Marvel Legends. I've seen him in person, and I kind of feel like he's a little cream color, I guess. And I think this is done a lot better, especially giving the little beam that comes out of the stone, or it wasn't even a stone, I guess, right? It was like something else that they created, but
Mm-hmm.
I think he looks really good. Dylan, what do you think about this one?
I think the white one's a cool change. It's not like I would pick it over the regular Vision, just because of coloration, but I would buy it to join the regular Vision. It was a cool fight scene when they did battle for that short
Yeah.
amount of time.
Right.
What you're saying about the cream, I think in this picture it's a little just blown out, or it's blowing out the color differences, because there is some color variation in different parts of him where it's a little more eggshell or cream colored. He's not as cream as the Marvel Legends one, because I saw that one in person the other day too, and it is very like cream colored, but there is slight variations in different parts of it, but it's definitely more well done on this. And I also hope, because they did it with this one, they give Vision that same accessory with the effect, but in
Right.
yellow, because that's a cool effect for Vision.
If you look at the picture, the side by side
it
here,
does kinda
it
look
looks
a
like it
new
has a little peg hole right there in his forehead. Can't barely make it out, but
one. Oh, on the
um,
regular one? Yeah, I
right.
can see what you're saying. Maybe.
If they're gonna do this, I'd really like for them to come out with an Agatha too. You know, because they've already kind of shown us the Scarlet Witch, and so if they're gonna do these two, then might as well come out with an Agatha so that you can just do the whole fight scene. I guess that's kind of what they're trying to do. But I mean, and she would be a brand new figure as well.
Did they announce the Scarlet Witch already?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think they
think so either.
teased her.
Right.
I could be wrong on that. I remember seeing.
I
I'll check
thought I
that
saw
out, but
some kind of promo or something like that for WandaVision, and they're kind of going through some of the stuff they had. I know they were for sure getting ready to do a selecta for, I believe.
I wonder how far they're gonna go, like you said, into this series, because I wouldn't buy them, so it's like, I don't know why I would like to see them, but I would like to see the kids, the twins, and the brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm-
because it's the other Quicksilver from the X-Men shows. I would like to see
Yeah.
him. I would also,
I'm
you know who I
thinking-
would love to see, and it would make a lot of sense. Is his name Wu? John, is it John Woo or the
Oh,
agent?
the
agent.
the FBI agent.
Yeah, if they did him, because he's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Or
if they
even a
did him,
Darcy.
that would
I'd
be
like to
cool.
see a Darcy.
Oh yeah, Darcy, dude. I
Yeah,
love
so-
a Darcy figure.
So it must have just been a tease Scarlet Witch. The one I was thinking of was the P Bandai exclusive, the Endgame version.
Yeah.
So
Jim Woo.
I don't think we have one.
Okay. Thanks, Mario. Or
God.
You
Oh,
know,
there's-
the
there
only
you go,
other
there's
thing
something.
I wish that it would have on it is a he had kind of like a blue outlining like through some of like the seams and stuff.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did. For some reason, I recall him having some kind of like
The tech, like maybe
yeah.
some of the tech was blue.
like in
like
between,
the-
like on the
like
side
you
of
see
his
in his
face,
neck.
you could see the panel lines and
Those-
stuff.
I think those tech indents, I think in the movie or in the show were blue, like a light blue.
Oh, okay.
I think.
And so they also previewed their tech on Avengers. You know, I'm not surprised, but I am a little bit surprised about how popular some of this stuff is getting, because I thought the what was it, the Marvel Mech Strike book was not going to be very good, but it's selling out and people are really jumping on it. So I wouldn't be surprised with these guys either. It looks like they might be coming out with the Wolverine there, but the I think the Iron Man looks really good, and the Captain America. What do you think, Eddie?
I think if you like them, they're cool. I'm not a huge fan of mech suits for every character. It doesn't resonate with me. I just think, to me, it's like a gimmick. To me, it's like the Venomized stuff. Like, oh, well, we've already done every character Venomized, so let's do every character tech. You know.
Yeah.
And I think Foosh brought it up, but I think Sentinels look better. I think they nailed the looks better of because he was saying how
Theirs
Captain
is like a
America
stylized version.
yeah, theirs is and it looks like a suit for Captain America. This one looks more like an Iron Man suit that's Captain America.
Right.
Um,
Which
yeah,
the comic isn't out yet, right?
I don't believe so. No, I think it's
Yeah.
end of this month, next month.
So I know these are like to go alongside that, so maybe the comic will explain how this is an actual suit, and hopefully that helps it get it any bigger. But yeah, I love how they try and hide the Wolverine here. Look
Oh,
at
right.
like the claws.
That's
sticking
what I
out.
thought. I was like, yeah, that's
Obviously, that's what
unless
that is.
that's like they make it yellow too. But you know, like I like the Iron Man. I'll probably end up passing on it, but it's Iron Man, you know. So like for them to do like this whole tech on thing right after they did the Mech Strike, I kind of feel like, well, they just had a bunch of suits, you know. So why do we need some more? But yeah, I guess it'll be interesting for comics too. You know, like the Mech Strike got pretty popular, and I'm guessing this is going to be pretty popular too, because it like I think like Eddie said, it's all a gimmick, but people they suck it up real quick.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the Captain America, but I think this Iron Man looks pretty sick. I'd consider that Iron Man.
I feel like
Well, and it kind of reminds me of the
for
play
him,
arts.
Yeah, it
The-
does. The really looks, I guess, really resembles that. I just kind of like some of the sharper edges on it, and then the coloration with the gold and red. It almost looks like the Civil War concept cap. But
What is
Iron Man.
what's the name for the first nanotech suit in the comics, Sean? The heart
the
Extremis?
Prime. Is it the Prime?
No, I'm thinking
Or-
of like the.
It's
I
not
don't know
Extremis,
what
right?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Anyways, this looks like that. Like this looks like nanotech to me, so that's why it looks
Yeah.
like it'll work. And it also looks a little like Gundam-y. The back.
Yeah. Are you
So-
talking? I think I know what it's the Invincible Iron Man book.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
I
yeah,
forgot what the
that's a good-
armor's
I
called.
like that.
Yeah.
They also announced there's can't talk. Sorry, Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. for $69.99, due to release November 2021. I'm not a crazy DC fan, but I think she looks a lot better than some of the stuff they've been coming out with. I'd like to compare it to the McFarlane, just to kind of see the way they look, see who's a little bit closer. I know typically SH gets a little bit closer, but
I hope so. Yeah.
Especially for the price too. Like if it were up to me, I'd probably just stick with McFarlane. I'd rather spend my money on another character, but that's just me.
This tempts me. I love Margot Robbie, dude. It's an obsession.
You don't.
I dream about her at night.
Adriana.
This figure, yeah, I know she's
Adriana,
probably
dude.
watching while she's eating dinner and like, what the fuck, man? Dude, she dreams about her too. What the fuck? No.
Jeez.
This is a really good looking figure. I like her outfit in this movie. It looks pretty cool. The head sculpt looks pretty good to me, so it looks cool. I'm probably in the same boat as you, Sean. Like, McFarlane does well. McFarlane hasn't nailed the likenesses for the movie stuff.
Not at
That's
all.
one thing.
They
Yeah,
haven't
so
even came remotely
this might-
close yet.
Yeah, this might win it on that, but maybe see and compare when they're both released and see which one you want to go with. But it's a good looking figure. Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
I told you. I like that one.
Yeah, I won't really dive into this. SH Figuarts isn't something I get into super deep, or I guess Harley Quinn. I really do like Harley Quinn as a character. I haven't just really looked at any of the figures of her that's really excited me at this point yet.
So the last one is the SH Monsterx Godzilla Ultima figure, 1999, December 2021. I am not
Hell
too caught up on Godzilla, so I don't really know where this is coming out of. If someone can clarify that for me, but I like a lot of the way how the tail's a lot longer, and I like how they had that really wide open mouthpiece on him. I thought that looked cool. I don't know what these guys are for though, but yeah, if anybody can give me some more details on this.
So, I haven't seen the show yet, but apparently it's Netflix's anime of Singularity or Singular Godzilla. I have not seen it. I really want to, but I am super excited. I've said this before, the other cartoon or anime version of Godzilla that they've done, the Earth Godzilla, was one of my favorite ones. So, Singular Point. And this is Godzilla Ultima. So, it's from the television anime series Godzilla Singular Point. And it's the fourth form of Godzilla essentially, which means it's Godzilla Ultima. But
Which one was the one of the guys at the shop tells me all the time, but which is the Godzilla where he's his jaw kind of like separates?
Shin, I
Shin.
think. Shin
That's
Godzilla.
funny. My buddy just texted me and said, because I think he's watching, he said it looks like the Shin Godzilla. So it's
It
funny.
kind of
Yeah.
does, with the super thick thighs and the really long tail. And then the way the mouth really adjusts. I was sad to see that it's an additional head. It's not the full out articulated jaw. But God, there's a similar picture to this with Earth Godzilla that really made me want it, and this makes me really want it. Like the scaling in the tails and the joints.
Yeah, looks really nice.
This is why I love Monster Arts. This is why I always say Monster Arts is Bandai's best line, but super underrated, is because of the way that they can make some of these look natural. If some of my complaints with them though have been in the shoulders here, that those have been the only areas that will really open up or be tough to adjust. I have this guy ordered though. I am so jacked for it.
You do? Wow.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of their Monster Arts line. He also comes with these two, I think they call them like Jet Jaegers in their minifigures. I'm guessing they're supposed to be in scale, so Jet Jaeger Mini and then Jet Jaeger Z. I'm jacked for this guy. I'll kind of do a mini review unboxing on Small Talk of him once I get him here, but
Cool.
not like you said, not due out till December, but I'm pretty jacked about it. So yeah, we're at the point of the show here. We will hear a word from our sponsor.
It's Watto Scrapyard, Annie. We want to thank our friends over at Watto Scrapyard for sponsoring tonight's episode.
You can find them on Instagram at Watto Scrapyard. They're also on Facebook and eBay as well.
Yeah, man, they make 3D printed parts for hard-to-come-by Kenner and Hasbro vehicles, which is a huge help when you're looking for those lost pieces. They also make printed head sculpts of literally anybody you could think of.
Literally anyone. They've made a head sculpt of me. They've made head sculpts of PewDiePie for you. They've made all kinds of Jedi, all kinds of characters from the Star Wars universe. They are absolutely amazing. They can get any sculpt you want designed and printed for a reasonable fee today.
So we're going to touch on collecting comics just a little bit. Really, the big news for me is that I'm more than likely getting out of the comic game.
What?
Yeah, I'm more than likely getting out of it. It's gotten to a point where I still enjoy it, but I haven't been reading as often as I normally have. So
It's a lot to keep up with, man.
Oh, it's a lot,
Money-wise
man.
And reading wise.
You know, I have about right over here off to the side. I got about 7 boxes that I'm gonna take into my local shop or the shop I work at, and see what they can go ahead and do for me. I'm still keeping probably about
Is there any,
6 boxes.
Thanos 13 in there?
Thanos
First
13 is
appearance of-
not in there.
Oh,
But
son
you
of
were
a
on my mind on that one, buddy. But no, so I'm holding on to my like Danny said, my keys. So like my Thanos 13, my Iron Man 55, all the first appearances of the Guardians, Marvel superheroes.
What does that
first-
mean, keys?
The keys, like the important books, like the key books to have for a collection, such as like Amazing Spider-Man 300. That was one book I was never able to get, but the first appearance of Venom, you know, that would be something that would be considered a key. One of my keys would be the Thanos 13 is the first appearance of Thanos. Or, I'm sorry, Iron Man 55, first appearance of Thanos, first appearance of Drax the Destroyer, Mentor, and some other lower level galactic guys. Star Fox, which is basically Thanos' brother. So those would be considered keys. So I'm going through most of it. I had gotten rid of about a long box and a half before with just like random books that were just filler. Didn't do anything crazy with those, but it's also kept me from really wanting to read because I'm about 400 books back and I'm just like, well, where do I even start? You know?
Yeah. I feel the same way, dude.
So, and at least where I'm at in collecting right now, I feel like a figure or statue would do a lot more for me because I can see it up front instead of just having, I had 14 short boxes, I think, 14, 15 short boxes full of books that just kind of sit there. So,
Or wait for the collected books to come out. Wait for the omnibuses and the
right, that's kind of what I'm
trades and stuff
deciding.
like that.
And it's still kind of jumping into the space issue, you know. So
Yeah.
I already have the Marvel app, and if I wanted to read, I could just open that up. But there's something about I used to read digitally, but there's just something about opening up a book and looking at the ads and looking at all the other stuff that it comes with that really does it for me when I'm reading. So
Yeah, me too. I agree, dude. I've been wanting to get more into omnibuses and stuff to read some of the stories and things like that. But yeah, I'm with you too, dude. I recently canceled my pull list just because it was piling up, and I hate having to do that, you know, because I want to support the shop and everything. But I buy Hot Toys and stuff there, so it's cool.
Exactly. Well, and that's kind of where I was at too. I just told my comic book manager yesterday, I go, just suspend my box. You know, I'll start picking out the stuff I'm buying and stuff and slowly chip it away. And but that's kind of what I thought too. I go, you know, one of the things I loved was going into a comic book store and purchasing a comic book, you know. So reading it digitally doesn't really help with that.
This might be something cool to talk about, and I'm always talking about it with my buddy Richard, Richard the X-Haler in the comments. So half of the reason I wanted to cancel my pool is because you work for a shop. So tell me this. Why is it that when I'm like reading a book about Cosmic Ghost Rider, all of a sudden I'll have this on my pool and I'll go in and all of a sudden these side stories are in my pool now? Like, hey, what is this? You know, like they try to pack it in there and I'm like, here's your pool. Like, okay, I'll just buy them all now. I got to look through them. I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. So with Comic Suite, which is what we don't use anymore, but you can go through and recommend books. So the sales tactic there would be to like, okay, so you're reading Cosmic Ghost Rider. Well, you might want to read Silver Surfer, you know, or you might want to read Beta Ray, you know, and they kind of see what you're reading and be like, oh, well, let's recommend this, you know, they might like it, you know, and a lot of times it's hit or miss, you know, because there's some guys there who are like, no, these are recommendations. I don't want them. I'm just, and they'll even tell us like, put on my list, no recommendations. And we're like, okay.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. So, you know, there's things that you could request and stuff like that. So we have guys who are like, I'll read Batman and I'll take Catwoman and Robin, you know, if those books are out. But don't give me anything else like Joker or anything like this. I just want those 3 books, you know. So, but at the same time, though, there's a lot of our regulars who'd be like, oh, you're going to recommend this for me? Yeah, I'll take it and see how it is. They'll buy the first 2 issues and then drop it.
Yeah, nobody hustles the Mendez. Wish that were true. But also, I happen to be a nice guy, so when they know how to get me, because if they throw them in there, I don't want to be like, you know, it's kind of hard for me. Like, nah, I don't want it. You know, I feel bad or sometimes. So
it's like just the other day, or I went into the shop a little bit early the other day. Oh, it was on Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. And my boss he goes, so I know you're kind of getting out of the comic game, but the what was it, was it Web of Spider-Man, or I can't remember, whichever Spider-Man came out this week has the first appearance of the kid from Iron Man episode Iron Man 3. In comics.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that. And I remember the guy was telling me it was a good book.
Yeah,
but I didn't know that it had him in there. That's cool.
Yeah,
who's that kid? Is he someone popular in the comics, or they just? Oh, okay.
I haven't read it yet, so I'm speculating, and I'm thinking, well, maybe he's gonna be like, I don't know if like they're gonna try to make him the Iron Man and kind of like skip out on Riri, or how that's gonna work, or maybe he gets picked up by Spider-Man and what is it, Parker Industries or something like that, or you know, and kind of goes that route and starts developing a suit of his own or something like that. But it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that is interesting that they brought him into that. I've always said with comics, for me, they're similar to TV shows where I need closure. I hate waiting till the next one to figure out what happens. So like what I did with Venom, with a bunch of others, is I've always forgive me, I don't know what I'm talking about here with the references, but like the books, when the series is done or whatever.
Oh, like a trade paperback?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I buy if I buy anything. I can't buy the individual books because it drives me crazy, just like TV shows.
And I had thought about that too, about like maybe I'll pick up the omnibuses, or maybe I'll pick up the trades when they come out or whatever. But I'm like, you know what, I'm only gonna, from moving forward, once I get caught up and things kind of settle down, and with the new house, and I figure out what statues I'm getting and if I could even afford them at that point, you know, maybe I'll jump back into Iron Man and Guardians or something like that. But
sure.
On your point, Dylan, about reading, like wanting the closure, there's a guy at the shop. He's a big TMNT fan. Well, he won't read one book until the series is done.
That's
You know?
what I would have to do.
And that's what a few guys say, like, nope, I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna wait because, like you, I don't want to have to wait till the next issue a month later.
Right. All right. Well, we can get into the Hasbro. There's a lot of stuff to cover here, so I'll fly through it. Interrupt me, guys, if there's something you want to talk about, but I'll fly through the Ghostbusters stuff off the bat here. So for Ghostbusters Day, Ghostbusters Plasma Series Glow in the Dark Series 1 set is available. You got Egon. Is that how you say it? Egon?
Yeah.
Peter, Ray, and Winston. And then with glow-in-the-dark features on them, on their guns, on their suits.
That's cool.
For $26.99 each. Due in October 2021, or you can get a set for $104. Yeah, kind of
is deep.
kind of spendy. These pictures are just renders for now, so we'll have to see how they turn out. But I feel like we're always announcing new Ghostbuster stuff, so it obviously sells one way or the other. And then with the Plasma series as well, they did mini puffs 3-pack. And this is due not until February, and this is $27 for 3 of these little guys. It looks like they have, different heads you can use, things like that for them too. So you'd really need 2 sets, and then you could utilize all the heads because there's 3 extras. And then, there's a good picture of Army building these things. God, it is weird.
It's 'cause from the trailer, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the trailer. Paul Rudd was like attacked by a million mini puffs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So moving on to Black Series stuff.
Shit.
There's the first thing, they announced a new wave of archive for the Black Series. These are due. It was mixed when I was looking up when a lot of sites listed these. It ranged from about August to November time frame, it looks like, but if it's anything like Legends, they'll just release whenever. They're $22.99, typically a little bit more on BBTS, but this includes Princess Leia Organa, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Revan, and then 501st Legion clone trooper. That 501st, I know, is the first one to sell out on a lot of places that I've looked at. A lot of people want to army build with them.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's the new body, right, or new clone, so I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are pretty jacked about it there.
That's the one I want, but yeah, it's just I missed when it went up on Pulse, and it was on Amazon too, I think. And
I
missed it.
I think it's sold out right now on Target too, but I think you still can find it like on
It's on Big Bad,
Earth or
right?
Big Bad.
Yeah.
Yep, some of the larger places. If you want to get them, I think they all are still available. But of course, since they're archived, they have that old black card back type boxing.
I would take it out. I don't those cards never get me. Those aren't that cool.
Yeah, not really me either. They don't really trigger anything. I wasn't really collecting them, but I fought off getting a Revan for a long time. I really wanted a Revan. So I don't know. I don't think I will pre-order any of these, but pretty exciting. And then this one was a big thing big one that the Black Series fans were waiting on.
Yeah.
Redos, re-releases, remakes, whatever you want to call them, of the Rogue One series. So this is Bodhi Rook, Jyn Erso, Cassian, K2SO, Chirrut, Baze Malbus, Galen Erso, and Anton Merrick. Anton Merrick and Galen are Target exclusives. I got them here. They don't look terrible.
Galen
tough
does.
Yeah, that's what I was
Galen's
going to
face
say.
does not look like Galen.
I was going to say that Antok reminds me of Walter White. And
yeah.
Galen, for whatever reason, I was going to say some mean things. I won't. I don't want to get this canceled. Oh, he doesn't have any eyebrows in
Yeah. he
on the
doesn't.
figure. It just looks awkward. Like I know they're super thin on that actor, anyways, on the guy who plays him, but
Yeah.
yeah, not a huge
This is a cool
fan.
wave. I was tempted by Bodhi and Chirrut and Baze. I love those characters from Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I really like. I will always say K2SO is my favorite droid
yeah.
that's came out of Star Wars by far and away. We'll see if I regret selling him in Hot Toys version. I was kind of hoping that they're gonna re-release him once the
it'll-
TV show came out.
It's coming, dude.
But Sean, what do you think of this wave?
I really enjoyed the movie. I won't
Yeah.
pick them up.
Yeah, and they all have light blue boxes. If you remember, all of them kind of have an art where if you push them together on the side, it's kind of like a big portrait art painting type thing that they'll produce. And this one is kind of a turquoise, like blue greenish colorization. But yeah, moving on to the vintage collection. Oof. So the Republic Trooper. This is from the Old Republic game. And this is supposed to be a Kenner throwback, obviously since it's vintage collection. So this was the winner of the Star Wars vote from the vault. It's the Star Wars, the vintage collection Republic Trooper, available today, June. It was available today, June 10th, starting at 12 Central Standard Time, exclusively on Hasbro Pulse and Shop Disney. I believe it's already sold out. Keep checking. Typically Thursday, Fridays, they'll relist some of these things or re-put them up. In between now and its release date, which is next year, it looks they have it listed on Hasbro Pulse due June 1st, 2022.
Wow.
I would keep this one. Keep checking on this one on Thursdays and Fridays. You will probably see them up on Hasbro Pulse. I'll do my best in collecting or in auxiliary. If I Shop Disney never got it, I believe it. I don't know anything about shopping on Shop Disney, but I could have got it on. Sorry, Eddie. I could have got it on Hasbro Pulse if I would have known someone was looking. I should have offered it. Because I
that's all good.
actually had it, and I ordered a couple extra G.I. Joes on there that I'm going to do or include in some giveaways for future shows.
Mm-hmm.
But I could have added this guy. He looks
Yeah.
cool, very Halo-esque, right?
Yeah, he does.
And it's cool with the expanded universe.
Yeah, I wish I got it. I didn't see the drop today. It was while I was working and I wasn't paying attention. By the time I looked, the 501st Trooper and this one were sold out on Pulse, but I'm sure it'll go back up. I did the on Pulse. If you put in your email address, you can have it notify you when it's back in stock. So I did that, but I'm sure I'll be able to grab it somewhere.
Yeah, definitely do that. Mario, if you didn't get it, oh man, I feel bad. So I could have definitely got it for you too.
Yeah,
But yeah, overall today was a stressful day for Hasbro Star Wars collectors, because all of these that we've covered so far went up today at like the same time,
Yeah.
pretty much, besides the Ghostbusters. And continuing on with the vintage collection, we also got releases of Mithril, Bo-Katan, Queel, and a Hoth Rebel Soldier. These are all $13.99. I think the release date is the same thing, about Q3 to Q4-ish of this year. We'll have to see, but Queel looks good. Man, both Queel and Mithril.
Could you try again?
Sorry, that was my watch. I have no
Wow.
idea why that went off. Every once in a while, when I'm just like walking, it'll start like dialing 911. It scares the shit out of me.
What the hell?
Cause so I'm
You have
left-handed,
it like
so I have it on
senior
this arm.
setting where it's like
No, so I'm left-handed, so I have it on my right arm, and I'll push it like if I move my wrist too much, it'll push the button and hold it in. Anyways, these look good. again, for 3 3/4 inch, would say these three look good. The only one that didn't impress me is the Hoth Rebel Soldier, just because of the body. He looks like he's got like a beer gut coming out, like hanging
Yeah,
over his
kind of.
pants.
Yeah.
But I bet you with it won't look that bad. That could be bad posing, bad picture. I don't know.
Is this the first Quill? I thought Quill was already released. I didn't know.
For vintage collection, I think this is the first one.
Oh, okay.
Which is good because, as everyone knows, Hasbro, when they kind of went off about like marketing their the Razor Crest for that big funding, they are saying, you know, build your collection for the Razor Crest, you know, get all your 3 3/4 inch scale figures, and for a while we didn't have enough. I know, like on Dork Lair, when I was listening to them, those guys are big into them, and they were not impressed with the amount that we were given to this point for that. With Hasbro's kind of talking up, you know, coming into the Razor Crest, having an entire line ready to go for it.
Yeah.
But at least these three really help out with that for sure.
Yeah.
Especially with the carbonite, you get this guy in carbonite, right, on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's him. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
I know you get a Carbonite character. I'm not sure if it's him or not, but it's probably him.
Yeah. So that's definitely a step in the right direction there, at least. And then I know Zach tagged me in something yesterday, too, of them kind of showing off a preliminary Razor Crest. I won't include that on this show yet. We'll wait till we get more pictures to kind of show there to touch on that, but it's good. We're finally getting stuff to put towards it. And then moving on to Marvel Legends, we had a couple of releases here. First one is Mobius M Mobius Marvel Legends 6-inch scale. This one's a Target exclusive, due on October 3rd. Going to be $22.99, which isn't an upcharge for exclusive, so that's good. But obviously this guy is from the Loki show, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha. Mario said this is the first Quill. They did him in the Retro Collection. This is the first TVC. So,
Thanks, Mario.
yeah, thanks for that one. But yeah, Joe said they played a video of the Razor Crest, and it made me want way more Jawas. The display they had set up looked great. Yeah, I've seen that, and they have came out with a couple different versions of Jawas to include on there. But yeah, we'll see how that all turns out, and some of the displays that people are going to be able to put with that will be pretty cool. But
Yeah.
going back to this figure, not too exciting. We'll see as the show goes on if this gets any interest. This could be a peg warmer, even though it's an exclusive. We'll have to see. So this is Owen Wilson's character, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, are you jacked about this one, Sean?
I need to watch the Loki show first.
Okay.
I think it could be a really cool one, but you would definitely have to pair it up with something, you know, maybe the Loki with from the most recent wave.
Oh yeah.
Fair. That's a good one. And then so as well, what they did was they did a Wolverine box set. This was an Amazon exclusive, kind of like the Children of Thanos. This is due December 15th, going for $115 or $114.99. It's temporarily sold out on Amazon, but definitely check it sporadically. Check the groups, because Amazon likes to randomly put these back up, so keep an eye out. It's a 5-pack big box of these. It includes Wolverine, Omega Red, Cyber, Callisto, and Jason Wingard. aka Mastermind. Are you guys excited about any of these?
I think it's cool that we're getting some new characters, I guess. But I mean, I guess it's tough for the people because it wasn't there already an Omega Red that they did as a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah,
So
Mhm.
not a Build-A-Figure. It was in a Build-A-Figure wave. It was either
Right.
Sauron or
Oh,
or
okay.
not what's the damn pterodactyl? I forget the name of it. Sauron, or
Sauron.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done an Omega Red. They've done him, and this is the first time I think we got a topless Wolverine in the brown suit. I
Right.
think
Yeah.
it is.
Good shout there. I didn't point that out, but yeah, he's got like a weird topless, hairy ass chest thrown in your face there.
This is a
back
good
of the
way to
box looks
reissue the Omega Red though, because if you got to buy this whole box set, which is, what's the price on it, Dylan?
115.
So, I think Omega Red is a valued figure. So if to do it in this set where you have to buy the whole set to get it is a good idea.
Yeah, and 3 of them come with extra heads. If they don't, they come with other accessories. Except, who's the guy with the metal arms?
Cyber, right?
Is that Cyber?
Yeah. I
Danny
believe
Lee
so.
said that's the first Cyber we've gotten. He doesn't look like he has much for accessories, but still look pretty good. I feel like that hairy chest is just so awkward though.
Just awkward.
For Wolverine.
He needs
yeah,
Manscaped.
there you go.
Just like you, Dylan. Oh, I'm sorry, Dylan. I'm sorry, man. We appreciate you, dude. We appreciate you.
Oh.
At least leave the slides in so I can
know,
continue
right?
the show, man.
No, I had to make a scene out of it. Yeah. So the next thing going in that Hasbro had announced today, actually, date of recording, was another addition to Classified series. This one is Snake Eyes and Timber, so his wolf dog, as an accessory. This is Alpha Commandos, or they call it Snake Eyes and Timber Alpha Commandos action figure set. So it's $42 or $41.99. I think it's sold out on Hasbro Pulse, but you can find it everywhere else for still retail. It's a regular release, so the wolf comes with 2 head sculpts, kind of a snarling, growling, mouth open one, and then just kind of a stale head. Snake Eyes again looks a little different with his suit and paint. Some of the combinations, of what they've have on him have already came out, but the combination of the stuff added together is new, I think. That helmet, I think, is closer to the movie version.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, this looks pretty good. It's kind of spendy. You're adding on 22-ish bucks for the wolf, because they normally go this line is still $20 usually, so that's pretty expensive wolf.
The wolf is pretty big, though. It's like almost the same size as Snake Eyes himself. And I'm surprised they threw in
That's true.
2 heads for the wolf. Like, that's cool. They could have just done 1. But I don't know. Some people were talking about this in my group on Instagram too, saying how it's like $20 just for the wolf. But it looks fairly. It's not just a standing wolf. Like, it's fairly articulated, and the 2 heads. If I was collecting G.I. Joe, the price wouldn't bug me that much on this one.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's fair. You made good points, I guess, with the size of the wolf. That is a lot of plastic, I guess. And Snake Eyes, as always comes with a good amount of accessories, too. The box here on the right shows that off with, like, the knife, the silencer. Comes with 4 different guns. So, I think this one...
He also
you're
looks
right.
like he's well sculpted.
Yeah. Yeah, the snake, they've done well with the snake eyes all together in this line already. And yeah, this one in general looks good. Maybe I'll dabble. We'll see. Just to play around with it.
Yeah. He was talking himself out of it because of
I
the
know.
price, and I just fucked it. I'm sorry, Dylan.
These sons of
okay.
bitches. Beast Kingdom finally getting out of Hasbro. So they had a Powerpuff Girls tease. Eddie, I know you were jacked about this one.
Dude, I love this. Cartoon Network growing up was the shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, Powerpuff Girls, I loved Powerpuff Girls. Mojo Jojo was like the coolest villain ever to me. He was fucking hilarious, dude. All of their villains were pretty crazy. Like do you remember the villain? I think it was called She or the red one.
Was it him or
Him. But it was a chick with a dude's voice. It like looked like a girl, but he had the really deep voice. He was really creepy and shit. Have you guys seen Insidious?
Yes.
You know the red demon on Insidious
Yep.
with the red face? It always reminded me of that.
Jeez,
villain
I never.
And I was like,
pieced that
holy
together.
shit! Like, because I think it had a deep voice too. So I was like, holy shit! But no, I'm excited for this. I don't know. They just showed teasers. They haven't, and this is all they showed was 3 of the back of each of them. I'm interested to see what they are because they look like dolls. From
Yeah,
here.
I
Like
kinda
just
feel
dolls
creepy.
with plastic heads. Yeah,
Just
But,
sitting here looking at the back of 3
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls.
seriously. I didn't even think of that. Maybe we should just move on. But I'm excited to see the full reveals, and if they're dolls, I probably won't buy them. I would at least like them to be able to stand, and depending on the scale and stuff. But I would like to have like a whole collection of Cartoon Network cartoon stuff. So hopefully
made
this is cool.
Mojo Jojo in this form of like a doll but with like a hard head, would you get him?
Maybe for
Okay.
him. I can't justify Powerpuff Girl dolls
Yeah.
like in my collection room, like just 3 Powerpuff Girl dolls, but I could justify a Mojo Jojo,
Mm-hmm.
So
Would that be your go-to Cartoon Network character that you'd want to see, or is it like who would you want to see?
from all of Cartoon Network?
Or I guess from
From
who would
Powerpuff.
you like to see?
little mama.
From Powerpuff Girls, I would want to wow.
God.
I would want to see that guy. From all of Cartoon Network, Johnny Bravo.
Johnny.
Hey
Bravo.
there, little mama.
That's pretty good. Look we got a new Dean. Good job, Dylan.
No,
Good
God, no. I'm not even close as good as Dean. I just watched the shit out of Johnny Bravo back in the day.
Yeah.
And then
Johnny
Ed, and
Bravo's-
Eddie I did too.
Ed and Eddie.
Oh.
Yep.
I guess that has to be my one then. Ed and Eddie. But Mojo Jojo is probably my favorite character from Powerpuff Girls, so I would want to see him.
I always thought Ralphie was so funny from Ed, and Eddie. He was one of my favorites there.
Which one was Ralphie?
Ralph, wasn't he the one with blue hair, who had the accent?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was.
Ed boy.
So Beast Kingdom also announced the Joker DAH Deluxe Edition. This one is limited to 2,000 pieces, $100 or $9.99 on their website, due in October. So again, this is 1/9 scale. Their DAH line is always 1/9 scale, and this is an exclusive. So I think you can only get this on their website. Pre-order bonus comes with like a Batman cowl, I think, from the movie, from The Dark Knight. But yeah, so he comes with like a chair, the table he gets interviewed in with handcuffs. Comes pretty loaded, but odd that he doesn't come with like a robe if you wanted to make him into that. Interesting. We'll have to see how some of these turn out in the DAH line. I'm always interested in how like some of these new lines come out, but what, Eddie?
Sorry, I saw this comment from Equan, new Hot Toys announcement, another reissue, and I had to look, and it's crazy that they're just doing reissue after reissue. They announced the Iron Man 3 quarter scale Mark 42, the gold version from Iron Man. They just announced that right now. So Small Talk exclusive, even though this isn't Small Talk.
There you go. I
like
I
this
wanted
suit a lot.
I've been wanting the 6 scale version of that Mark 42. I know everyone, for whatever reason, everyone seems to gravitate towards a Mark 43. That Mark 42 plays a huge part in Iron Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun
That's
suit, I think.
The floating one, right? Where all the pieces come to him.
Right.
It's like his prototype of it,
thing
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
arms and stuff.
I think they gravitate towards the 43 just because that's the one he wears in
Age of
the
Ultron.
Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the one that goes in the Hulkbuster. So, but I think that you're right. I think the 42 looks cooler because it's a different color scheme.
Yeah, and the quarter scale was pretty up in price too, I think, if I remember right. It was like near
I
$1,000
don't know.
bucks, I think. Interesting. Well, anyways,
Yeah.
we can.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's interesting. They haven't announced anything for a while, but so probably another big tease here. This was pretty big. Sentinel. We went over their Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse Miles Morales last show. They also teased Peter Parker. Pre-orders will go live June 17th. We'll have more information then. So by next show, there'll be plenty of news on it. And then this one, we've been waiting since last show on this, since Threezero likes to tease us for a fucking week before they show it. This one is the Infinity Saga DLX Iron Man Mark 44, otherwise known as Hulkbuster. This is $249, due Q1 of 2022. This thing looks freaking sweet.
Yeah, it does, and a great price. Amazing
Yes.
price.
$240 or $250, 11.7 inches tall, so about gonna be as tall as your 6 scale figures.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this picture where he's kind of doing almost a superhero landing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty impressive. This, for whatever reason, this one just looked so much more fun than the Hot Toys one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do the knees light up or no? Is it just the two chest things here?
I hope so, but I don't remember reading if there was any light up features in there or not.
Gotcha. So their Mark 43 they already announced will fit in this figure. And that one goes for $90, 90-ish, right? 90 to $100 in that range.
Wow.
But yeah, I like the disgruntled.
It's really nice.
I love everyone roasting John in the chat here.
Yeah,
Little
I know
part
they're
of
all
John.
going crazy.
A little part of John died today. The disgruntled Canadian is not gonna like Hot Toys reissue. I like reissues only for John's opinions. God, poor John. Yeah. So this one I'm extremely jacked about. If everyone remembers, I ordered straight from their website for Tormund, their 6 scale figure from Game of Thrones, and a good experience there. They charge you up front, so just remember that if you're ever ordering from them. But this one is a lot of fun. Sean, you have any thoughts on it?
I mean, for that price and for what it looks like it can do, I actually really want this now. Even if I would have to buy the new or buy their version of the Mark 43. So just that pose where he's kind of like you said, superhero landing, reminds me a lot of when he's kind of holding the Hulk down.
Yeah, and this wasn't
yeah.
even the only picture of like with this figure in a dynamic pose like this. There's plenty of others.
Did
So
it
this guy
did
looks
it
like he
mention
moved.
anything about them maybe coming out with like an accessory piece of like Veronica?
No,
I don't think so. No.
no accessory piece with Veronica. I'm
Mhm.
looking at the big bad listing now, and it says that it is made of die-cast and plastic, so some of it will be die-cast, and it says that there are LED lights in the eyes, chest, and back. So
Okay.
I'm guessing not the knees, and I'm guessing that's because those are the areas with the die-cast. So I'm thinking it was a little harder to make those light up. It would have been cool
Sure.
though, but yeah, nothing about that would have been a cool accessory. A little Veronica. Didn't
Did Hot Toys do it?
Yes. No, I don't know. I know that did SH Figuarts ever do a Hulkbuster?
Maybe it was us. Well, they did the one from Infinity War, right?
No, maybe it was Sentinel or Re-Edit, right? Sentinel Re-Edit. They did a Hulkbuster, I think. I know some Hulkbuster came with a Veronica, but I'm not sure. This one doesn't. So
SH Figuarts did a Mark II Hulkbuster, I think.
Right, the
okay.
the Infinity War one, right? The one that Mark Ruffalo is in.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could have swore I did see a Veronica accessory with something, but it's not with this. I like that you can put the 43 in there. Dean thought it was a little sucked a little bit that you had to disassemble the 43 because you can only get the chest and head in there. You have to take off the arms and legs to get them in there, but that doesn't really bother me. It would have been a hassle to do all of that, getting the legs and everything in there, and then you worry about scratching the legs and all this. So
Yeah.
Well, and you're not buying the Hulkbuster for the legs, or even the, like if you buy the
put
Mark
the-
43,
Plus-
hopefully you buy this.
Plus, if I buy the 43, the only way I'm going to pose him with the Hulkbuster is either on top of him like that
Mhm.
or like next to him, but it won't be. Why would I want to put the whole figure in there? Why would I want to buy a $100 figure to put a whole $100 figure in another figure and just hide it away,
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. And it's mainly a convenience thing, I would say, is probably the only complaint that Dean has there. Like the convenience or the inconvenience of having to pull the waist off and then, probably putting it away in a box if you want to display him in there. But yeah, and you don't really see him in the suit a ton either in the movie. I think it's cool. I would have been fine if you wouldn't have been able to be put in there, but at all. I think it still would have been an impressive figure, but yeah, this one looks impressive. If this comes out before the end of the year, if it comes out early at all, we can't forget this for figure of the year if it turns out anything like these pictures look like.
Yeah.
Equan is saying that the Comic Cave one was $550 years ago and doesn't articulate like this one, and can't fit an Iron Man inside it, so he doesn't know how they can price this so low. I know that's why I think everybody thought that this was going to be in the 300s or like up like 350, and the fact that it's 250 is insane. So
This is kind of why I cheer for Threezero. I don't know if they make it so they want to essentially get their name out there. If they're keeping their margins low for this figure just to essentially make waves like they've done. But I hope it does well. I hope this gives them some traction. So the only thing, if this does well, eventually it'll get to the point where we'll have to start seeing some of their head sculpts or portraits on some of these figures from the Infinity Saga, because that's what they label these figures as part of, is the Infinity Saga. So this, they could pull figures from any of the movies.
yeah,
So yeah, so that's all we got for the news. That was a hefty show overall.
Yeah.
But real quick, Zach kind of wanted us to plug us reaching 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. There's a Hot Toys Team Suit Tony giveaway that we're sponsored by 16 Corner with. Subscribe to Collecting Weekly YouTube. Join the 16 Corner Facebook group. And then on the post in Collecting Weekly auxiliary, right? Hashtag whatever it takes, all one word, on the giveaway post. You do those three things. Winner will be drawn once Collecting Weekly hits 1,000 subs. Stay tuned there. In most likely auxiliary, you'll want to stay active to see. I think we're at 956 right now. So we're getting close. And then we wanted to thank our Patreons. Sean, take it away.
So we'd like to thank all of our Patreons, starting with Ben Porter, Sean Fear, Ian Seeby, Renee Mendez, Eric Marcel, Quinn Aguirre, Leo Hernandez, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Coley, Red Right Hand, Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krent, Big Fern, King Zachary, Caesar Marquin, Mike Cruz, Lisa Martin Balonsky, Rick D. Gregory. I can't say that one. I'm sorry. Alvin Jules, the Everyday Collector, Bo LeBoyd, Jimmy James, Mario Cortez, Stephen Percha, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Jesse Contreras, Lord Voldatort, Eddie Manzanares, Joe Corpus, and Mr. and Mrs. JB.
Love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
everybody.
for everything you guys do.
Great group of people.
Yes, a lot of fun. All right, so then some of the Patreon benefits for June. You have our new Small Talk sticker, and then you get the Oxfather sticker, the picture of Zach, a bit stylized, but. And then we got the July Patreon benefits, the clip sticker, and also shout out Eddie, nice job with clips. Follow them on Instagram. It's a lot of fun. And then the Mount Collect More magnet. I haven't had to read that out loud yet. That's
doesn't
funny.
Rainer look like Post Malone in this?
Kinda, yeah.
What the heck? It's
Kinda
a cool magnet.
does.
I'm not talking shit, but it's just I just noticed that. I was like, look at Post Malone right there.
Yeah. So that's got Dean,
and
Zach.
Zach looks like, what's that dude's name? Levi from American Pie, the dad with the big eyebrows and shit.
I know who you're talking about. And then we got Rainer and Manny. Okay, so the tiers, if you want to join, if you join the Patreon, the $5 Sweet Angel tier, you get a sticker sent straight to your door, and then access to Ox After Dark that records every Wednesday and Saturday, right?
Wednesday, and then if we're streaming Saturday, it'll be Ox Plays, probably.
Yeah, and then Certified Crispy, $15 a month. This one includes official Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge, assistance with figure fixes by Zach, and then benefits of the previous tier, obviously, and then What a Guy, $25 a month. Folks in this tier get a signed Collecting Weekly Live 18x24 silhouette poster on first pledge, doubles of all the stickers, 1 year sculpt, a year painted by Darkside Customs, and that's after 3 months of pledging, and then benefits of the previous tiers as well. So we also wanted to shout out for Pride Month. We are doing a CW Pride 2021 T-shirt on Collecting Weekly. On the 16 or the T-shirt Republic, T
Republic, or T Public, yeah, you're right.
T Public Collecting Weekly page. 100% of the sales go to the Trevor Project charity. So pick that up if you'd like. I think Zach said we've been doing it for 2 years. I would say, yeah, that's got to be right, because I think the first year we did it was in the first year we were going with Small Talk. So. Also want to shout out John, Everyday Collector. Follow him on YouTube. And then just a list of our shows here. I know we have a ton, so like to kind of go over them. We have Small Talk, obviously. That's what you're listening to. We go live every other Thursday, and then next Thursday is when our audio gets uploaded. And then we alternate with Only Fools and Collecting, OFAC. Collecting weeklies every Tuesday, collecting rarities. That one doesn't have a set schedule, but I believe he said, what is it, this Sunday? Or soon?
He was supposed to do it, but he had to reschedule. I think it's the 27th now.
That's right. And he mentioned it's going to be a pretty long one.
Yeah.
And ins and outs of collecting Mario, that's typically on Fridays tomorrow, but I know he was talking about moving that to Saturdays. And
Yeah.
then the CW clips, check that out on Instagram. That's done by you, Eddie. Nice job there with that one. That one's fun. That's a lot of our funniest moments that we've had on between all the shows there. And then Collecting Weekly live unboxing. That one it's kind of sporadic whenever someone gets something in, but I believe John does retro unboxings on Mondays, right?
Yeah, Monday nights.
Yep. And then After Dark, we already talked about that, and then Ox Plays, where we will stream games. But yeah, that's our network. Good show, guys. Getting pretty late. This ended up being a long show, but it was a good one. Thanks, guys, for joining. This is Small Talk, the show where we talk about absolutely nothing important at all. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
Later.